What's up, everybody? Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome all. Hope everybody's doing well. Hang on, let me change my camera setting here. Hang on. No, hope everybody's doing good. I hope everyone's having a lovely Thursday, excuse me. So let's have a lovely Thursday. Today, I'm going to be going over the live stream for Delaney Hall. And sorry, I'm just trying to adjust my. There we go. Trying to get hit that like button, please. Yes. All right. So we're waiting for them to start their live. They're about to start any minute. I just wanted to go ahead and go live first, just to kind of say hello to everybody and get people to come in here. So we're just gonna wait a few more minutes. Hope everybody's doing well. All right, let me change some things here on my settings. Okay. And like my good friend, Mr. Captain Action said, please hit that like button on your way in. All right. There we go. There we go. We're good now. All right, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, noob. We're getting ready to cover the live coverage of the status scoop here at news in a few minutes. So I'm going to get ready to break into that. So we'll get started here in a minute. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So until we get there, let's play a track. Weird. What's going on, Grism? Alexa, stop. Why does that thing? Anyway, what's going on, Grism? Noob, hello, everybody. Hit that like button. Everybody, Bubbles, hello. Welcome all. Let's get in. Everybody, come on in. What's doing it? We're about to go live. We're live, but they're about to go live. So let me go ahead and play this song. I just had ChatGPT come up with their AI, whatever you want to fucking call it. Let's see how it sounds.
Lights up, camera set, AVDesigns ignite, countdown clicks, we go live, watch us take flight, cause precise frames tight, every clip a highlight, creative hustle midnight, bustle that is done right, pressure in the diamonds, watch our vision shine bright, AVDesigns, we go live, spark the night. This lock, hustle out, rising to sight, unstoppable. Now step and feel the light. Hey, click up, no rhyme time, no pause, no hijack, blows up, chest back, we ride.
All right, guys, give me a few more minutes, and we're gonna start this.
Take over, unleash it's our time. Chest back, we ride the tide. From sketch to street, we craft, we grind, we climb. AVDesigns take over, unleash it's our time. Put, AVDesigns, we go live, spark the night.
Yo, that's dope.
It's loud, hustle loud, rise up to sight. Unstoppable, now step and feel the
Yo, Grizzly, did you get my email too, bro? Let me know if you got my email too, buddy. Let me know.
Yeah. Countdown hits, we live. Watch the skyline bend. AVDesigns on the banner. Step up, set the trend. Pixel soldier, frame by frame. Every cut precise. Late night edits, midnight grind. Hunger in our eyes. Chat blows up, feed ignites. Welcome to the rise. AVDesigns, we go live. Lights up, crowd charge. Feel the high, unstoppable pulse. One shot, we thrive. Every clip, every color, we shape the storm. No breaks, no limits, passion in our form. Banner drops, lights pop, every design's transform.
Late night spark in the bedroom, scribbles turn to plans, solo hands on the glass, building castles from empty lands. Eyes on the horizon, courage wired to the spine, counting small wins, every minute stakes to climb. We start with nothing, then we make the future shine. Dream big, create bigger, lift your voice and rise. Welcome to AVDesigns, watch the moment come alive. This is the launch, this is the fire, feel the crowd ignite. Chat lights, new names, echoes of a growing crowd. Fail fast, learn faster, wear your effort like a badge. Ideas hit the board and we stitch them into gold. Hustle in the pick. Stories brave and bold, from small screens to big dreams. We stake our claim tonight, breath held tight. The countdown spreads the air, hands on the trigger. Every second is a dare, voices rise. This place becomes our shrine. All the late nights, every try they lead to this line. Break the hush, light the path, it's our time. Dream big, create bigger, lift your voice and rise. Welcome to AVDesigns, the world stares. We ignite, count it down, make it loud, bring the heat to life. This is our stage, our climb, our time, we shine tonight.
Yeah, there's a couple of good ones. There's a couple of good ones. All right, maybe one more, and then let's see. No, they're not live yet, but they're going to be. They're going to be. So let's try one more. I like these. I just created these, so we're hearing for the first time. I haven't played these before, so.
Late night spark in the bedroom.
Yeah, I already did that one, didn't I? Let's see.
What? Clock ticks, AVDesigns on the line. Hit the switch, flood the feed, we redefine. Cut, color frame, every move is by design. Hustle in our hands, fire lock in our spine. Countdown, though we lived off, claim and shine. AVDesigns, we go live. All in, all night, watch us ride. In it, hustle, anthem, can't be denied. Unstoppable passion, we ride. Cap blows up, energy climbing high. Splice the scene, watch the vision fly. No wrecks on the craft, we stack the grind. Pixels to power, heart to the line. Step in the room, feel the force we provide. Step in the room, feel the force we provide.
All right, so still waiting on them. No use yet, but it's still showing. All right, let's see.
catching dreams in the dark. Failure stacked like bricks. Each one's walked the mark. One idea, no map. Just hunger and heart. Drops turned to diamonds. Every miss became art. From nothing to something. Watch me chart the art. Dream big, create bigger. We raise a flag tonight. Countdown to ignition. We move from spark to flight. Welcome to AVDesigns. Rise up, let's ignite. Chat like suck, names roll in, pipe on the wire. We learn, we grind, for stay friends of fire. Sketch the stream to laundry, climb a little higher. No waiting on permission, we build it inspired. Cameras on, souls open, every view is our choir. 4, 3, pulse tight, breathe in the light. 2, 1, all systems go, cut through the night. Eyes forward, hands ready, truth in our sight. Together we start. Together we start. Together we write. Dream, we create bigger. We raise the flag tonight. Countdown to ignition. We move from spark to flight.
Stand by, guys. Still standing by.
Right up, let's ignite. Hey, hey, lights on. World watching. Feel louder.
Almost ready.
Shine bright. Lights on. World watching. Feel louder. Shine bright. Lights.
Hell yeah. All right. All right. Oh, that was weird. Why did it do that? Some weird, like, whoa. All right. Just adjusting my camera here, my little gimbal. All right, that's good. All right, guys. All right. And the last one.
Lights down, heartbeat climbs, 10 to 1, we state the time. Sparks in the dark, watch the signs.
Yeah, started from blank screens and late night schemes. Paper dreams sketched into midnight streams. Sweat in the build, every failure refines. Turning small sparks into massive designs. We grind in the shadow so the world can shine. Dream big, create bigger, raise the lights. This is AVDesigns. On the night, count the beats, feel the rise, take your flight. Dream big, create bigger, ignite it. Sinking like drums, followers and friends, every voice becomes a push, a clap, a share, momentum climbs. We lay one brick at a time, climb after climb. On lap, we build a future in real time. 10-9, the crowd is breathless near, every second closer. Erase the fear when the curtains lift. We claim what's out. Step forward, take the stage. This is power. Dream big, create bigger, raise the lights. Welcome to AVDesigns. On the night,
Hey, this is good shit. I like this one. Thank you, Bubble.
AVDesigns, let's go.
Damn. That shit hit hard too, guys. I will admit, man, ChatGPT has had some, or AI, whatever you want to fucking call it, has had some hits. Let me see. There's another one that I really love that just gets me going. It's just like one of the most, like, I don't know, something about this song just makes me want to go crazy. But guys, thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button if you're new here. If you're not, thank you again for being here. And if you're new here, welcome. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, guys. I'm waiting for the live feed of the Status Coop to be going live here for us to restream their live, and they're going to be I guess there's 400 prisoners outside Delaney Hall. Oh man. So I guess there's 400, so I should probably change that and put fuck it. I just leave it as is. Because on their thing it says 400, but I'm gonna keep it at 300. What's going on, buddy? What's up? What's up? Good morning. I was just going over a couple things, and we're going to be restreaming here in a minute the Status Coop at the Delaney Hall in Newark. If you guys are not knowing what's going on in Newark, New Jersey, you need to fucking know. This is absolute horse shit. The governor, Mikey Sherrill, is okay with state police harassing and breaking laws and violating our rights. You're okay with that? You're okay with that? Oh yeah, maybe I should put on the whatchamacallit, chat on the screen so you guys can see who's who, because I'm on vertical and horizontal. All right, there you go. So you guys can see who's talking, who's not. All right. So yeah, pretty crazy shit that's happening right now. People need to be aware of what's happening. This is day like 20. We're already over 2 weeks in, guys. This is like day 21 or some shit. Unbelievable. And the thing that pisses me off the most, look at this guy. He's got a Patriots hat on. Fucking tool. Oh, my coffee's already going cold. Gotta get the coffee warmer out. Telling you guys, best $5 or $10, whatever, on Amazon. Little plate warmer. Keep your coffee nice and hot. All right. There we go. Cool. Newark is my neighbor city, right over the bridge. I'm saying, yeah, you got to see this, man. So they've been going on protesting this peacefully. We've been peacefully protesting this, right? David Snow, the exposure report has been out there. Garden State Accountability has been out there. Leroy Truth Investigations has been out there. Social Justice Water Pipe, Mongolio has been out there. So a lot of great auditors have been out there showing their love. Blaze, what's going on? BTB here. What's going on, Blaze? What's up? What's up? Captain Action is also in the house. Yes, and Blaze, and we got Turn. Thank you guys so much. And Bubbles. Make sure you hit the like on both. She's right. And so this is insane. So they've been having this detention. So this has been here for Delaney Hall's been there for I believe, I guess, for about a year or so, maybe a little over. Not 100% accurate on this, so don't. Bro, did that thing just turn off? So don't quote me exactly on the on how long and the time and all that. There we go. Weird. Hey, thank you for the follow, Jay Drummer Boy. So yeah, like I said, it's been there for a while, and we've been covering it last few weeks. You can see my previous streams. I haven't been able to do it every day. David Snow has been going out there as well, not every day, but we're trying. And this is insane. So what started out as something that was just going to be peaceful has turned into something not. I guess they're being transferred out now to a 400 Delaney ICE prisoners transferred out in retaliation for protest. So that's what's happening here in retaliation. So they're being 400 Delaney Hall ICE prisoners. They're calling them prisoners. And so, you know what I mean? That's just crazy to me. So they're going live. They usually go live at night, around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. But today they're doing it now. Oh, okay. They just got an update on the time. Okay. Should be up here and said in 10 minutes. Okay. So in 10 minutes, they're going to go live. So they had to push it back. That's all good. So we're going to hang out for a few more minutes. And let me see. All right. Let me. All right. Yeah, so they're going to go out 11:30. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's all good. So until then, I'm going to put on the song that courtesy of ChatGPT of AI. I don't know why I keep saying ChatGPT, but this one is pretty dope. Wait, is this one?
I sketch at 3 a.m. Layers stacking like decisions. Rejected files in neat rows. Each now becomes a revision. I push the render. Neon proof inked on a midnight ledger. They whisper maybe while my vectors map the treasure. From debug to signature, I measure every steady gesture. AVDesigns, render proof, not promises. We press their margins into monuments and watch them rise. Turned out into blueprints, stamp the world with our lives. They counted pixels like that's tried to dim my focus, left me the leftovers. I reframed them into opus. Cheap headlines fed the code that taught my emotion. I ship without permission. Those errors became devotion. They'll make us look up tracing routes where my hands wrote. If you draft in the dark, I'll teach you how to autograph light. If can is the noise, make it a metronome for the fight. We don't wait for weather, we build roofs and call them Mars. AVDesigns keeps ledgers of late hours and bright scars. Claim your corner, sign it bold. Margins grow into towers. AVDesigns, render proof, not promises. Watch us press margins into monuments and make them rise. Every doubt turned draft, every draft became a flame. This is the signature, our names, light maps across the sky.
Oh my Lord. Thank you, Captain Action. By the way, I got to say something about. I don't care. Some people might have known, some people might not know, so I'll address it. I don't care. I'll address it now since we have some time. Basically, last night there was a situation on Eli, the People's Guide Live. I went to go look and see if I missed anything, but I guess he took it down. And last night was a pretty scary moment. It was a pretty scary night. Because not only was there a possibility of losing a life last night, Wanda, good to see you too, but it would have been live on Eli's channel. Now, I understand Eli, you know, he's Eli. He's got the camera, he's ready to go, right? Now, this was his friend Mount, I guess, that was threatening himself to jump over, to unalive himself from a lot of people did. Tommy V, shout out to you, my brother. Thank you for being here, Tommy V. A lot of people thought he was. I thought he might have. I'm sure Eli did. I'm sure the police department thought so. That's why they were actually thinking, I think they were actually counting on him to do it. I think they were counting on him to jump. I think they were waiting for him to jump. I don't think they're really going to try to de-escalate unlike Eli did. Eli said, listen, he wants me to come up there right now with my camera and he'll talk. He'll cooperate. You know? He said that. But the cop was, at first, you can see the cop. No cameras. Why? Why no cameras? Because are you afraid that you're not doing your job? Maybe correctly? There was a cop that was the talking cop. He tried. I think he tried. So, anyway, why was Mount getting ready to do that? I guess earlier in that day, there was another stream on Eli's Twitch of him and Mount out and about doing something in regards to, I guess, filing out paperwork for living for the VA or some kind of housing situation. Something to that degree. I know Eli was helping. I mean, he has been. So shout out to Eli for helping. But also shame on to the people that would watch Eli's live and laugh and joke at these homeless vets sitting there. Now, yes, I did say some things last night that, you know, some people might not like. It's okay. You don't have to like everything I say. I did say, and I'll say it again. And because of what I said, a certain moderator on that live, you know, either blocked me or timed me out. I don't care, whatever. I'm still sub to Eli. I will always be sub to Eli. Because Eli first is as a person, not the people's guy, not insanity and all that shit. Nah. He's a person first. A father, a son, a husband. So I follow him because I admire him as a person because of what he does. Cap, you did do a great job moderating too. You did. And Tommy V, I'm surprised you're not a fucking mod. What the hell is that shit about? I thought you weren't even Tommy V because everywhere I go, you're always blue, bro. Because you're one of the most loyal people I know, aside from Captain. All you motherfuckers are loyal. I'm just saying, I was just shocked. Anyway, moving on. I did say some things in Bruno. I'll say his name, Bruno, Mr. Bruno. Exactly. Here, this fucking guy. Here. You know, here. I don't care. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. Here. Yeah. Hey, guys. The People's Podcast TV. I'm going to put you in timeout, AVDesigns, because
You can't talk like that. You can't say what you want to say, see? Exactly.
Get the fuck out of here, you fucking pig. Listen, I couldn't watch it all either, but it live. I was getting ready to leave, but then it ended. So what I said was, I can't listen. I agree. I agree, Wanda. I can't stand it either. People are saying, "Oh, this is how fast you would go down at that certain height." What the shit? What is that? Why would you want to tell us that? Why would you want to even know? How do you even know that? Why? Why? 100%. 100%. So what I said was, listen, maybe we shouldn't get these really mentally ill homeless vets that really need some help, that see some shit. Maybe we should help them. If you're going to put them on a spotlight, let's help them out. Let's not get them wasted. Let's not get them high. Let's not get them like late night doing this, talking on panels and podcasts. Nah, let's get them help. And I love Eli that he gets them on their on his channel to say what they need to say. But at the same time, now what? Then what? You know? Now, I'm not going to say that Eli doesn't do this, doesn't do that, doesn't do this, because I don't know what he does behind the camera. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, and I will tell you. Like, he can listen. I know he puts them up for a night. I know he puts them up in a hotel. I know he feeds them, but then what? Now I know Eli can't just go buy him apartments. Maybe he could. Maybe you could get him an apartment. Maybe you could. I don't know. But it's sad that it got to that level, that it was almost to the point where this literally to the point where this man was about to just take his own life on himself. So I said some things like that, and Bruno didn't like it and did it. So I just want to say, listen, I love Eli. Shout out to him for going up there and helping Mount to hopefully resolve everything. Because after the stream ended, all we know is that he was up there. So we don't know what else happened. Listen, some people might say it was, some people might not say it isn't. But I'm not going to say it was or isn't. But I'm not. What I will say is that could have done better. We could have done better. People could have helped more. But okay, so it looks like they're live. But anyway, just wanted to wrap it up. I don't care that Bruno wanted to mute me. Fine, censor me. Fine, but I spoke my truth and I spoke my piece, and I hope that Eli realizes that, you know, that this is serious, that this is crazy. Somebody was about to unalive himself on his channel. So anyway, all right, we're getting ready to let's watch it. I think they're about to and also last thing, I know I keep saying that. Last thing, Cap in Action called me after that, and just to be a good friend. So shout out to you, brother. And shout out to all the homeless vets. Shout out to all veterans. All veterans. Highly respect all veterans. You fight for our country. God bless you. So, all right. So let's go ahead and bring. Let's see. All we know. We all know everything the government offer is for the people's offerings. People with channels, amazing supporters who care about the people, have the opportunity to help those who are down and out. Listen, I agree. Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. We have the platform. We have the opportunity. Let's do more. We should do more. It shouldn't have never come to that point where he was about to literally jump. So I understand. Hey, everybody, we all look what's happening right now. Watch this. Okay, so we're gonna that's wanted to say my piece about that. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys listening to me and letting me go and say what I had to say about that. All right, let's go ahead and listen to what they're going to say here.
People got beaten. And then in the last few days, we've also seen mass transfers. Just yesterday, we saw that about 90 people were transferred. And we're beginning to hear more rumors about transfers happening today again. So we also just need to be on the lookout about these transfers happening, because transfers are being used as another form of retaliation. So I'm actually going to start with a written testimony from a family that unfortunately is not able to be here physically because of the fear, right? Once again, fear of retaliation. But she did write a testimony that we're going to read. The testimony is in Spanish that Jorge will read, and then Amanda will translate that to English.
Okay. So I'm going to read it completely in Spanish, and then Amanda is going to translate. Mi esposo, Chanel Rodríguez Valerio, se encuentra detenido desde marzo 11 del 2026, cumpliendo hoy 3 meses detenido injustamente, la cual aún no se ha podido dar libertad sin antecedentes penales, los cuales han sido un golpe duro para nuestra familia, ya que tenemos 3 niños y era el sustento de nuestra familia. Nuestro hijo de 6 años tiene una pequeña condición, síndrome de déficit de atención e hiperactividad del niño. El niño se medica y pese a esa situación, los doctores han aumentado la dosis, ya que los niños están un poco fuera de control. El pasado 28 entraron los guardias del Delaney Hall y los de ICE a la unidad 2B, donde se encontraba tirando bomba de gas y golpeando. Él fue uno de los afectados, ya que mi esposo es asmático. Desde pequeño ha sufrido mucho. Ha estado ahí y me llamó ese día que no podía respirar y que lo habían golpeado. Que necesitaba ayuda, lo llevaron al hospital University, allá lo atendieron y dieron el alta el 29. Fue llevado nuevamente al centro de detención, colocándolo en castigo por 5 días en un calabozo, lo cual no parece justo, ya que estaba maltratado y encima todo castigado. Aún seguimos en la lucha para poder obtener su...
Yeah, no, this is definitely an nice situation, but they're calling them prisoners, they're treating them, I mean, but they're not.
My husband, Chanel Rodríguez Valerio, has been detained since March 11, 2026, making 3 months of being unjustly detained, where he has not been able to get his liberty, even though he has no criminal record, and has been very difficult on our family and our 3 children. We have a child who is 6 years old, who has a small condition, attention deficit condition, and is hyperactive. He has medication, and the doctors have raised his dose because the children have been impacted by this. On the 28th, the guards
still very important to know that this is happening, guys. Still very all important.
Where they begin to throw
this is happening here. They're not going to stop. People. They're going to come after all of you.
My husband is in that unit, and he is asthmatic, and he's been asthmatic since he was small, and he suffered. He called me that day, and he told me he could not breathe, and that he had been hit, and that they needed to take him to the university hospital. At the hospital, they attended to him, and they released him on the 29th at 12:28 a.m. And he
I don't feel like anybody should be jumping on any cars.
Where they punished him for an additional 5 days in solitary
That's
confinement.
it. You don't need to be standing in front of a car at all. I don't agree with that.
Continue to mistreat
now, if the guys keep driving, that's another issue. But I don't agree. I would never be standing in front of a car.
Thank you, and we are attentive
Thank you for the question, Drummer
to
Boy.
any help that you can offer us at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna hear from more families, so I'm gonna invite Marisela to come up. I just saw her.
And by the way, if anybody has any update about last night, can you let me know in the chat if anybody's seen or heard anything? I haven't looked and haven't found anything online if there's any changes from Eli.
Just give
and the
us a
whole
second.
gentleman.
She wrote something and she's gonna pull it up right now.
1, 2, 1.
Check one, check one.
When I say eyes, you say out. Eyes, eyes,
Out.
eyes. When I said abolish, you say eyes. Abolish, abolish, abolish.
Buenas tardes. Hoy día hablo como un familiar de una persona detenida, pero también en representación de muchas familias que están viviendo esta situación con mucha preocupación.
I am a man. Thank you, Wanda.
Good afternoon. I'm here speaking as a family member of someone who is detained. Just like with many families, I am worried about this situation.
Tengo un familiar que está detenido en este centro durante los 2 últimos meses.
I have a family member who has been detained in this facility for the last 2 months.
Desde entonces, él y muchas otras personas detenidas han estado viviendo una verdadera pesadilla.
Since then, him and other people that are detained have been living a real nightmare.
Cada día enfrentan incertidumbre,
Every day, they face challenges,
preocupación por su salud,
worries about their health,
separación de sus seres queridos
the separation of their loved ones,
y condiciones que afectan su estado físico y emocional.
and conditions that affect their physical and mental, mental.
Muchas personas no saben cuándo podrán volver a ver a sus familias
Many of them don't know when they'll see their loved ones again,
o si tendrán una oportunidad justa para presentar sus casos.
or if they'll have a just process so that they can have their cases be heard.
I can understand why you would say that.
Primero quiero hablar
Yeah,
con las personas
there might be some there
detenidas.
just to
Primero quiero
jump
hablar
on
de
board
las
and,
personas
you know,
detenidas,
see what's
por quienes
just out of
estamos,
curiosity, out of boredom.
viviendo
Who
directamente
knows?
esta
But there could be also some people
So I
there
just wanna
there
speak
that
about the people
you
that are
know,
detained,
obviously
who are living in
are
this
really
situation.
compassionate and concerned.
También pedimos un llamado urgente a las autoridades para que escuchen lo que está ocurriendo adentro del centro de detención.
We also make a call to the authorities so that they can listen and hear of what's happening inside this detention center
Y tomen medidas inmediatas.
and to take immediate measures.
También pedimos que se les dé la oportunidad justa para pelear sus casos.
We ask that they deserve or that they get a just process or way so that they can fight their cases.
Muchas personas no están recibiendo fianzas
Many of them are not getting bonds,
y no se les está dando la oportunidad de salir mientras esperan su proceso.
and they're not given the opportunity to be outside while they wait for their process.
Solicitamos que se escuchen las solicitudes de fianza
We ask that their bond hearings are heard
y que las personas puedan presentar sus pruebas y defender sus casos afuera de la detención.
and that people can fight for their cases and show their evidence outside of the detention center.
En muchos casos, los jueces negan una gran cantidad de casos al día.
In many cases, judges are denying cases, many cases a day.
Y las personas sienten que no siempre tienen el tiempo o la oportunidad suficiente para ser escuchadas adecuadamente.
And they feel that they don't get the adequate time to be heard completely.
También la huelga de hambre surgió porque las personas detenidas estaban pidiendo cosas básicas y humanas.
And the strike came about because people were asking for basic things and human things.
La liberación de personas mayores,
the freedom of older people,
de personas con condiciones médicas
of people with medical conditions,
y menores de edad,
and all the youth.
y la oportunidad real para ser escuchados sus casos.
And a real way to get their cases heard.
Las condiciones que se han reportado son muy preocupantes.
The conditions that have been reported are really worrying.
Hay muchas personas enfermas.
You're right.
There's a lot of people that are sick.
Not all.
Se han denunciado
never say it is all.
problemas para recibir
Nothing is
atención
peaceful about this
médica
shit.
adecuada.
They are not receiving the adequate medical care.
También el agua tiene un sabor extraño a ácido.
The water has a weird taste. It's almost acidic.
Tienen malestares estomacales
Wow.
varias personas.
Many people have stomach pains.
Y además adentro, con las altas temperaturas, se ha reportado la falta de acceso al agua fría cuando se meten a bañar.
And also inside, the temperature is so high, it's so hot, and there's no cold water in the showers.
El agua con la que se está bañando el agua está hirviendo.
The water that they use in the shower is boiling hot.
Hay una persona que acaba de llegar esta semana de otro estado.
There's a person that just got transferred here this week from out of state.
No, una persona de ellos que llegó esta semana.
Okay, so it's not someone who was transferred. It was someone from los oficiales?
De ellos, sí.
The GEO? Someone from GEO or some like type of official was here from out of state.
Esta persona los pasa vigilando todos los días.
That person has been here supervising them every day.
Y ellos se sienten acosados.
And they feel
con miedo.
Threatened and with fear. Oh, thank you.
Les pedimos a todos los medios que por favor alcemos nuestra voz y las visitas tampoco se nos han negado, no podemos ver a nuestros familiares, están prácticamente secuestrados.
We ask the press to help us amplify our voices and their voices. Visitation has also been canceled, so they're pretty much kidnapped in there.
Y que no tengan miedo. Mi familiar está sufriendo mucho y también nosotros aquí afuera, pero si ellos luchan, nosotros vamos a estar aquí. El miedo no nos lleva a nada. Y aquí estoy peleando por muchas personas que están ahí, por mi familiar, y no me voy a dar por vencida. Muchas gracias.
I'm gonna summarize.
I don't know what likes me or my opinions.
I'm not scared. I have a
okay,
family member
lady.
inside, but they're fighting, so we have to keep fighting even with the fear.
Oops. Wait, what do you mean? What happened?
All right, we have another family member that will share, but we ask that we actually block her face if you're recording later when you edit, and you do not mention her name because she wants to remain anonymous. Yeah. So once again, the ask for the media is that we please block her face in the videos when you edit, and that we do not use her name. Once again, we know that retaliation is real, and that this is a huge act of bravery that families are speaking out. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna say her name. Oh, okay. All right, we're trying to also use some things to cover her identity. So in the meantime, we're gonna hear from somebody else. Nadia, is Nadia?
Yeah, he's on the vertical stream.
We're gonna hear from Nadia. Nadia is from Endelon, and she's gonna share too a little bit about more context.
Good morning. I'm here with a statement on behalf of Endelon, which is the National Day Labor Organizing Network.
Yeah,
and
noob.
also
I don't know what you're
part
talking
of
about,
ICE
buddy.
out of New
But
Jersey Coalition.
I don't
So
know.
we're
What do you
here
mean? No one
today
likes
to
you
bear
or your
witness
opinions? I don't know what
and
you're
to
talking
use
about.
our voices to support the families
Unless I
and
missed
the
something.
people
Is there something
who are
happening?
locked inside and the people that they're trying to silence. We're here
Noob, go to the
lift up
vertical
what
stream.
These brave women and men and their families have been telling us for months.
Maybe
They're
horizontal.
telling
Horizontal.
us that Delaney Hall is a crime scene. It's a warehouse of constitutional and human rights violations. It's a black box with corporate cruelty and government cruelty and violence as well. And ICE and the GEO group are doing everything they can to hide the evidence, to hide the truth, and to stop and intimidate the victims and the witnesses who would be able to denounce this.
Noob, if you can hear me, man, jump to the vertical or horizontal side. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're keeping people away from their families, keeping people away from their lawyers, and they're denying them those rights the same way that they're denying them access to decent food, access to clean water, and access to medical care. And when those threats and intimidation fail, they're scattering them to other prisons. ICE and the GEO group are retaliating against those who are courageously asserting their human, labor, and constitutional due process rights. Shame. Thank you. Shame.
Shame.
They're transferring people in order to undermine their legal claims and to break apart the protests. The strike leaders and participants are being taken in the middle of the night to who knows where. The perpetrators at Delaney Hall are acting in secrecy. But their crimes are very visible. They're obvious. And this prison is a stain of shame on everyone. The people who built it, the people who are filling it with other people, and the ones who are profiting from what's going on in there. Shame. Shame. The women and men in Delaney Hall are being pushed to a limit. They have faced abuse, retaliation, sickness, and they're crying out for justice. When they refuse food and they refuse work, they're giving everything that they have in order to get this message out, in order to let the world know what's going on. They're doing everything that they can. So it's in the spirit of love and nonviolent action that we are here, and those are central to our movement. We stand with them today, and we say again that this must end. The cruelty and criminality has to end. The isolation, the intimidation, and the retaliation that the people are facing has to end. We know that this is not just happening in Delaney. This is happening at Adelanto in California. It's at North Lake in Michigan. It's at Moshannon in Pennsylvania and other prisons where people are bravely speaking out and organizing. So we're just here to add our voices, to those brave women and men inside. Our demands are their demands. What we're asking for justice is what they're asking for. We will not stop until Delaney Hall is exposed and investigated, until those doors are open, until the victims are released and everyone is made whole. Free them all! Free them all! ICE out now! ICE out now! Thank you.
All right, now we're gonna hear from the family member. Once again, the ask is that we blur her face, that we do not show her face in any videos. So when you edit that, please make sure that the face is blurred or blacked out. We're also not going to use her name. Once again, this is because the risks of retaliation are
we are going to turn the camera. We're going to turn the camera to protect this person's identity. So the camera will be on
for your support in making sure
on
that
me.
these families are also protected, because they're taking a brave stand today, sharing their stories.
So the camera will be on the tent, and I'll put the microphone up close to this person.
Muy buenos días. Yo estoy aquí alzando la voz por muchas personas que estamos pasando por estos duros momentos. Voy a hablar de los casos que tengo.
Someone's coming over to translate also.
Okay. Muy buenos días.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Estoy aquí
She's here today
para hablar sobre algunos de los casos que injustamente están siendo retenidos en ICE.
Today we're going to be talking about a couple cases of what's happening and how people are detained here.
Por la persona que voy a hablar, no puedo decir su nombre por de repente le vaya a tener atravesarias contra ellos.
For the person that I'm going to be speaking about today, we will not be sharing their name because we are afraid of the retaliation that might happen to them.
Por eso prefiero mantenerme bajo perfil.
This is why I've decided to be low profile today.
Pero eso no quiere decir con lo que yo vaya a decir.
That's crazy.
But that doesn't at all mean that what I have to say is a lie.
Hace 2 meses, esa persona fue detenida injustamente.
2 months ago, this person was detained unjustly.
El juez federal le quitó todos sus cargos.
The federal judge withdrew all his charges.
Hace 3 días.
3 days ago.
La jueza le dio una corte en la cual se podía defender del caso de migración.
The judge was giving her an opportunity to defend her case on immigration.
Pidiendo la jueza al fiscal que le diera la orden de que él no era culpable del caso federal.
The plea was to ¿puede repetir otra vez?
Pidiendo a la jueza que él no era culpable del caso federal.
He was asking to be seen that he is not culpable of the charges that he was being charged with.
El cual el fiscal nombró inocente.
The fiscal named him innocent.
Porque la detuvieron equivocadamente.
Because they detained her wrongfully.
Él antes de ayer llamó diciendo que lo iban a trasladar.
The day before yesterday, he called us saying that he was going to be transferred.
Él tenía un habeas corpus.
He had an habeas corpus in place.
En que yo confié en los abogados que él lo tenía vigente.
And I trusted the lawyers that this was an active thing.
Pero al darme en cuenta con la ayuda de otras compañeras, sin motivo en cual ni con ninguna autoridad, sus abogados lo quitaron el habeas corpus.
But through the conversations that I've had with our friends, we came to find out that there was no longer a habeas corpus.
La sorpresa fue en que lo quisieron trasladar ayer y me llamó desesperado a despedirse de mí de su hijo.
The biggest surprise was that yesterday we got a call from him saying that they were going to transfer him.
En el cual tiene autismo severo no verbal.
He has autism severely.
Él es el sustento de nuestro hogar.
And he is the one that sustains our home.
Mi hijo tiene terapias todos los días.
My son has to go to therapy every day.
Entra a las 8:30 de la mañana y sale a las 3 de la tarde de su escuela especial.
He gets up really early in the morning, comes out really late in the afternoon.
De 4 a 7 de la noche tiene terapias todos los días.
From 4 to 7, he has therapy every single day.
En el cual yo estoy atada pies y manos sin poder trabajar.
And unfortunately, I have my hands tied because of my inability to work.
Estos 2 meses han sido una pesadilla para nosotros como familia.
Exactly, Turn. Exactly.
Han sido una pesadilla para nosotros.
But again, right?
These past 2 months have been a real nightmare for our family.
Nuestros pocos recursos se han escasado.
Our little resources have vanished.
Sin tener ayuda de algunas autoridades que nos ayudan.
Without help from the elected authorities to help us.
Nos han prohibido la visita.
They have prohibited us visiting.
Ahora para visitarlos pidieron los nombres de dónde viven y también cuáles son las personas que van a visitarlos.
Now they're putting a new thing in place where they're asking us for our addresses to submit beforehand.
Ayer yo puse el habeas corpus de nuevo.
Yesterday we filed a habeas corpus again.
Entonces la jueza respondió, gracias a Dios.
And gladfully we have seen that the judge has acknowledged it.
Y lo regresaron de nuevo a Delaney.
And he was brought back to Delaney Hall.
Lo que yo pido,
what I ask today,
como familia, no solo de la mía, sino de todos,
as a family member, not just of my family, but of all the families,
que sean justos,
to be just,
con cada persona,
with every single person.
que hay muchos padres adentro
That there is a lot of fathers out there
pasando muchas cosas malas,
that are having a very hard experience,
desesperados porque son cabeza de hogar,
desperate because they hold the household at their homes,
sin siquiera tener derecho a veces hasta ni una fianza.
that they're not even given a chance to get a bond.
Fuera bueno que las autoridades nos ayuden a buscar abogados que no nos roben el dinero, que nos ayuden a tener un caso justo.
It would be great if the elected officials had created a way for us to get legal defense.
Espero que todo este mal momento
I hope that this sour moment
pase y sea justo para todas las familias quienes estamos sufriendo por esto.
passes soon for all the families that have to deal with this.
Porque nosotros queremos a nuestro familiar en casa.
Because we all want our family members home.
Porque él no es un criminal.
Because we're not criminals.
Solo se sacrifica cada día por su familia, por su hogar.
He only goes out to work to provide for his family.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. As we continue hearing from families, and from
Smash the
family
like button,
members,
share
I
this
just wanna
live stream.
remind everyone
If you are coming
that you can
here
find the
late,
demands of
the breaking
stickers
news is
on
over
our
the last
website,
48 hours, at least 400
Delaney Strike
of the
demands.
prisoners,
You also can
hostages
hop them in the
inside
press
Delaney
release.
Hall
If you
ICE
didn't get
prison
one,
have
please
been
let
transferred
Delaney
out.
know right here.
They have been
Nuestra
taken
compañera, she
to
can get
ICE
a copy for
prisons
you.
in Louisiana,
I also just
Colorado,
wanna, like I
Pennsylvania,
said, reiterate
and
that the
elsewhere.
demands of the women are,
Currently, most of
like
the
focused
families
on
of these
their
prisoners
experiences
do
as
not
women in
know
detention.
where they have been
And I do
taken.
wanna bring
Wow.
up that one of the demands that they
Although
have
the
is
top
that they
organizers
fire a guard who is
are
sexually
not fully
assaulting them.
aware of how many are left
They have told us
inside.
that
They
there's 10
approximate
complaints
that there are only
against this guard,
about
but
100 to
Gio
200
refuses to do
prisoners
anything about
left
it. So the guard
inside
is still
Delaney
in there.
Hall.
The guard is still working
A
in there.
reminder that
And
this
this
prison
guard
at one
is
point
sexually
held
assaulting
at
the
least
women.
1,000
So that's one
prisoners,
of the
and right
demands,
now
that this
it is
guard
down
be
to
fired
approximately
immediately.
between 100
I'm
and
now going
200
to ask a
ICE
community
prisoners.
member
The
to
organizers
come and share.
believe
Her
that
name is Sally.
Geo Group, the for-profit prison operator,
Sally,
and ICE are doing this mass amount of transfers out of the prison,
we're waiting for a
essentially
family.
to end the
That's okay.
protest,
So
to
we're
kill
joined by,
the ongoing protests
Minister
outside,
Arcane
and
with
empty
the
out the
Clergy
prison,
Coalition for
and
Liberation.
ultimately,
Also, there's a
eventually,
press on words.
refill it with more immigrants that they abduct. So that's what's going on, and that's why they are holding this emergency protest. I'll be interviewing folks after. Please smash the like button, share this live stream, get it out to as many people as you can, and support us. We have been out here every day. We haven't been live every day, but we have been out here every single day. The days we aren't live, we've been recording interviews.
Today, in solidarity with these organizations you see today, and the courageous women and men inside Delaney Hall who have risked retaliation, transfers, isolation, and punishment to demand what every human being deserves, which is dignity, justice, and freedom from abuse. What we see happening in Delaney Hall is not an isolated incident. It's part of a large history in this country, from the slave catchers to Operation Wetback to mass incarceration. We have seen this system created to target vulnerable communities, to strip people of their rights, separate families, and state power has been used to enforce these injustices. I cannot look at Delaney Hall without seeing the history of my own people. I see the racial profiling. I see families being separated. I see constitutional rights ignored. I see state violence with no accountability. I see human beings being trafficked and dehumanized by a system that treats them as a problem instead of the people that they are. For generations, many Black citizens have lived through these realities. Today, immigrant communities are being forced to live through them as well. Different communities, different targets, same system, same evil. Delaney Hall is an extension of mass incarceration. It is built on racism, exploitation, and profits. ICE, the state police, and local police have served as pipelines for feeding our families, our children, these bodies that we see every day into detention centers, into jails, into prisons, where corporations profit from human suffering. And this is why the immigrant rights movement and the ending mass incarceration movement must come together more effectively. Too many of us in the Black community and the Spanish-speaking Latino community have been fighting the same system, but from different sides of the cage. Meanwhile, our enemies are working together every day. ICE working with the state police working with local law enforcement, the private prisons and corporations working together, elected officials working with private prisons. All of them understand the importance of unity, but our movements are fractured. We don't work together. We don't stand in solidarity. We're not willing to come together and fight together. And so they have built an alliance on criminalization and detention and incarceration and exploitation of our people, from Delaney Hall to right down the street to Essex County Detention Center. From Elizabeth Detention Center to Southwoods in Vineland. They are winning because we are not as united. When our movements across Newark, across North Jersey, across Central Jersey, across the South, across this country, in DC, LA, come together, there is nothing that they can do.
Right.
They have to bow down to the power of the people. Last week we watched this happen right in 4K when the ICE and the state police and the local police work together. They work together to violate our constitutional rights. They work together to pepper spray about community members. They work together to smoke bomb peaceful protesters. They work together to arrest members of the media. They work together to suppress the people exercising their right to peacefully assemble and stand with workers on strike. Was ICE held accountable? Was the state police held accountable?
No.
Was the local police held accountable?
No.
The answer is no. If ICE, the state police, the local police can work together to defend this system, why can't we in our movements step outside of our comfort zones and work together to abolish this system? Today we stand with the women demanding release, safe living conditions, medical care, legal representation, family visitation, safe drinking water, and protection from abuse. These are not radical demands. These are demands rooted in basic human rights. Women detained in New Jersey and all around this country are demanding the same thing. Just in Michigan, you had 4 women killed in a correctional facility. President Trump will not give us justice. Mikey Sherrill will not give us justice. No Newark mayor is going to give us justice. The justice is going to come when we decide to organize together and strategize and fight together. And when we fight like hell, God is on our side because we stand with the oppressed. We stand with the marginalized. If Jesus, my Savior, was here today, he would be standing with the lady. Don't let them lie to us. There's a prayer in Christianity that we say, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Sisters and brothers, that's just not a prayer, that's a mandate. That means that God wills for there to be freedom on earth. God wills for them to be liberation on earth. God wills that we fight for justice. God wills that we are out here today standing in solidarity of people being abused. And when they talk bad about us, let them talk bad. We are on the right side of history. We are on the right side of justice. We are on the right side of families. We are on the right side. We are on the right side. Don't let them gaslight us now. Don't let them turn you around. Don't make them think that you're crazy. When they are the purveyors of injustice, we are the God-given people who are using our constitutional rights and our God-given rights to demand freedom for our families. God bless you all.
Thank you, Reverend Archange. I've known Reverend Archange for many, many years now. And I also want to say that he was right next to me when we were facing the state police. And he never left my side. So just want to say thank you. All right. All right, we're going to continue hearing from more community members. Let's hear from Ana Paula.
All right. Buenos dias. Good morning, everyone.
Remember to smash the like button, share this live stream, leave a comment, and post on your own social media this live stream link.
As you have seen, we have been going through the last 2 or 3 weeks now in support of the hunger strikers here. Today, I bring to you the voices of those families who can't be here from South Jersey. Mercer County, Trenton, East Windsor, Heightstown area has been under severe attack by ICE agents all over our areas, in laundromats, in the streets, stopping cabs, taking people from their jobs. And where do they end up? Here in Delaney, right? And then the families, as you have seen their testimonies, you will also see that many families just come because there's no answer from Delaney on where they are. There's no answer from DHS on the ICE locator. And so what do they have? They have community like all of you and all of you watching who can do something for them. So today, as we continue the hunger strike and support those inside, we also have to think about how this is affecting us outside. And we have said it, Kat just said it. She and I were on the ground when the state police attacked us, right? We were on the ground when we saw that they were shooting rubber bullets at us because we were asking questions about what is going on? How are we supposed to disperse an area in 10 minutes? Right now, we are also under attack as organizations, as individual organizers, as media, and this is an issue of a human rights issue. We're not now just saying it's an immigrant rights issue. This is a human rights issue because when they come for one group of people, they're going to come for all of us. Is that right? Right. So, correlating and tying this in, we have families who have been in detention here for months without access to legal representation. And this is not solved by increase in a budget. This is a systemic problem that New Jersey and the governor can't say, oh, here, we've given you this now, it's going to get better. It's not going to get better unless we start speaking up and we start demanding what's really happening. We also have families, sisters and brothers in here. We have people who don't have access to even talking to their loved ones, so they reach out to organizations. And so that lets you know that there's a systemic problem. It's not just about one individual or one
Everybody, take it
family
easy.
coming over here. With that, I just want to end and
Yes.
saying we are together. We
Always.
must stick together. We must also talk about what is going on right next door to us. If you step 5 feet, perhaps 5 or 10 feet, you will see that there's a big mass incarceration going on here.
Will do.
And
I appreciate you,
as
brother.
brown and black communities are targeted daily, we must be those people who call out and say that that is not right. That is not right. That is part of what's the problem with the system, and that we will continue even though they're trying to silence us. All right, with that, we're going to say ICE out of New Jersey. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ana Paola. I really want to lift up what Ana Paola is sharing about how also organizations are under attack. We are under attack, especially as organizations that are in direct communication with families and folks inside. And like she said, we have to stick together. All right, I'm going to call up our next speaker, Reverend Tanner.
Thank you, Kat. So I'm a local pastor here in New Jersey. I've been here about a decade, and among our members include families directly impacted. I have made visits inside, and I have seen firsthand the horrors of this system and this place. I have seen people lose weight. I have seen them become emaciated because they are not getting adequate food and water.
Wow.
I have watched them deteriorate over weeks and months because of the lack of medical care and the brutality to have bruises and all kinds of physical harm done to them that we don't see. I've also been on the outside when they have tear gassed us and pepper sprayed us and beaten us with batons and their fists. And I know that whatever they do to us in front of cameras out here is a small measure of what they are doing behind those gates. So I come here as a person of faith, from a community of faith, with Unitarian Universalists,
ICE out of New
also
Jersey.
with Christians,
Fuck
Muslims,
ICE.
and Jews, with people of no faith at all except the courage and wisdom to declare that every human being's dignity should be protected and preserved. That no one should be starved or beaten. No one should be intimidated from speaking the truth. No one should be denied access to their religious leaders to practice their faith. No one should be denied access to an attorney. No one should be kidnapped and disappeared in these yet to be United States of America. I also know as a person of faith that this, as Minister Archange said, is part of America's original sin. From the disappearance and the genocide of indigenous communities, to the Japanese internment camps, to this is simply slave catchers 2.0. And we are clear, this is part of the long history of hate for profit. They are getting paid to brutalize and dehumanize people. And as people of faith, we are here to say no more. As people of faith, we hear the cries. The women without medical care after miscarriages.
Wow.
The children imprisoned, missing high school graduations and birthdays. The fathers saying goodbye to their families. The uncles being beaten and tear gassed inside. The aunties with their courage to cry freedom. So we join them. We say, you who have been transferred and beaten and deported, intimidated and isolated, you are our siblings and we hear your cry. They cannot silence you because we will not be silent. We echo. We will be the microphone for those inside and for those all over the country. We are calling on people of faith. Join in these hunger strikes. Join in fasting in your communities. Tell the stories of what is happening here.
Wow.
Magnify
Preach.
the cries. Because until all are free, until all are free, until all are free, until all are free, we cry
them all. In the name of the holy and many languages, this day we declare with prophecy, with truth, and with power. People, power, free them all.
Oh. Is this buffering? Come on. Come on. Oh. I guess they are having some technical difficulties. It's just fine. So look at, so guys, let me know your
About the woman's demands. These demands are from women that are being tortured in there. I personally don't know any women in there, but I do know, speaking as a woman, these are inhumane treatments.
Oh, come on.
For
Okay, that's okay. It just says one moment. Very informative. Yeah, I appreciate you, Captain Action. Guys, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We're still waiting to see their live feed. We're waiting. So stand by. So, let me know you guys your thoughts so far. What you guys what you guys think of all these conditions that these people are under. The horrible the horrible conditions kept. This is ridiculous. It's really ridiculous that how they're treating them and preventing them from real medical attention. Just sickening. All right, let me try something here. Boom. Okay, so
our community gather and make them not be scared to stand up. We cannot be scared to stand up for these people. We need more people power, because they're trying to scare us. They're trying to put fear in us. It's amazing to know that families are speaking up, but we need families to not be scared. We need organizations that are being retaliated to continue coming forward and speaking for them. We had something passed yesterday. Jersey City to divest, not invest, divest from Citizens Bank over ICE detention financing. It is one small community that we are doing, one small act, and we are making change happen. Now we need to continue calling out more mayors, more senates. We need to keep calling out more people to make more changes. Because if we stop investing in Citizens Bank, not only will they not have funds, but they will not be able to continue to operate. We need more people to understand that this is not right. These are tortures. And how I am a Christian. My husband is a Christian. And how I'm going to say it right now, God is in our side. He is in our side with every single one of the detainees. Even though these are hard moments, He is right here because God's purpose is perfect. God's timing is perfect. It's torture, yes. We are desperate. We are depressed. We are upset. We are angry. But we have a right to be. Because these people are innocent. They are not criminals. They are not criminals. They need to know that we are not going to give up. And a statement from Mikey Sherrill. Amazing governor we have, right? This was absolutely necessary to protect public safety and avoid escalation of ICE. Is that what really happened? No. ICE actually made it worse. State police made it worse. Newark police made it worse. And that is not right. We are depending on our people, on our politicians to help us. But they're not doing their job. We need more people to tell them that this is not right. We need to prove to them and show them that this is not fair for these people. We have a right of freedom of speech. We have a right. We have rights even if you're immigrants. Stepping on American soil, you have rights. And you are being degraded from your right. You are being invaded by your own rights. This country is not about if you have status or not. This country is about love. This country is about peace. This country needs to be better. And you know what our president, our great president has to say? Make America great again. You want to know an answer for that? How do we make America great again? Keeping immigrants here. Immigrants is what makes America great again. Not you can't deport us. You cannot touch us because we are not going to let any immigrant get deported. We are going to continue fighting for them. If we want to bring them back, how we'll bring them back? We will bring them back because this is their country. I was in EDC the other day. I was in EDC and they deported a man who came here when he was one. He was one and he spent over 30 years in this country. They deported him. I tried to do something to get him from being deported. I couldn't get there in time. People have spent over 20, 30 years in this country. And they're getting deported just because they don't have a status. There's grandfathers in there who should be in retirement, who should be at home, enjoying their families, their retirements, and they're in a detention center, which is not the correct term. We are going back in time to when Hitler was in power. And that is not right because that is not the America that we know. We need to start making more change happen. And we are not going to stand up. We are not going to stand down, for these people. We are going to continue speaking for them because these people are what make America great. We are going to stand united and continue because if they don't get freedom, then we don't have no justice.
So once again, free them all. Free them all. All right, thank you everybody for being here. Once again, stay connected with us. You can follow us at Detention New Jersey for updates.
Don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing interviews so that you have updates on what's going on. Smash the like button, share this live stream so we can get it out to as many people as possible. Super chats are appreciated. And please, please support us. We have been out here every day of this entire protest. We need your support to continue. Statuscoup.com says join. We're about to start doing some interviews. Let me try to get somebody over here. I'd love to interview you after her. Over here, okay? Just so you know, the microphone is hot because it's like 90 degrees out with humidity. So these people are out here in the scorching hot because what's going on right now, people are being re-abducted. I wanted to give people an update on why this was called for. This is Sally. You're one of the lead organizers. You've been out here long before the protest, specifically trying to communicate and help the families of prisoners. Can you tell us as best you know, because it's hard to know exact numbers, but we believe that between 300 and 400 prisoners have been transferred out of here over the last 48 hours.
Sick.
Share what you know.
So we know that since the protest started, there's been movement of people almost every night, smaller numbers, but on Saturday, a few days ago, we were told about 300 people were moved out of the facility and they were transferred across the country. A lot were sent to Moshannon in Pennsylvania. And then in the last 48 hours, around 150 to 200 people were moved. And there are loved ones that have been calling us. We have an app that we are able to see online if they are still in the facility or not. It's very deceiving because this Getting Out app that these vendors use as a communication or a telephone communication to loved ones basically says released. And so it deceives family thinking they're released. Right now, about 10-15 minutes ago, a family showed up here at Delaney Hall looking for their loved one, assuming they were released because they have not heard back. So I had to explain to them that, no, that is not true. And one of the community members helped to call Moshannon, and then we had proof that they were moved to Moshannon. So
Moshannon's in Pennsylvania.
Correct, it's in Pennsylvania. So this movement of people happening every night. We know that the numbers are pretty low inside. We know that this is also a form of retaliation, punitive measures as a way to disperse what's happening inside. And to probably keep
100%,
to keep the folks inside who are protesting, who are it's their agency to really use their voices collectively, unified in solidarity to talk about the conditional issues that they experience inside. And this is a way to actually quieten them, right, and to silence them.
It seems they're also trying to kill the outside protests if they clear out the prison.
Absolutely, and you've seen a de-escalation in the protests that have been from the day we started. The numbers have been exceedingly high, but as it has been going on, what we are day 18 now?
That is
20.
Yeah, 20. Okay. So it is.
I forget his name.
Definitely a
Yeah, he's the host of that.
I just want to get a few facts out there because a lot of people don't know what's going on. Number one,
Jordan.
At one point, there was about 1,000 prisoners inside. So we're talking now, over the last 48, 72 hours, between 300 and 400.
Yeah, guys, we're just right now. We're streaming the.
Already the numbers were getting lower. So inside,
at least 400 immigrants
150 left inside.
I would say about
transferred. These ICE prisoners transferring out to the retaliation of the protests. So hoping that the protest would stop all this happening. And they're going to places all over the country, and they're not, and whole families are not knowing where they're going. It's really sad. So they're getting transported again. It's fucking ridiculous.
Updated within 24, 48 hours. But it seems to have been in this black hole, and families are kidnapped now, and we don't know where they are.
And I want to make clear, because there's so many people who say, oh, right wingers who say, well, they're getting due process. Most of the people that have been moved, and most of the people that are in there in the first place, have not yet seen a judge. So they're being essentially, transfer is the wrong word, they're being re-abducted because they have not had any due process yet, the hundreds of people who were just moved out.
Yeah, so it's a combination, right? There are some who have seen the judge. They have gone through different processes along their legal cases. Some have appeals pending. Some have habeas pending. Some who have cases in the petition of review in the higher courts. And some whose A numbers have not come in the EOR system. Patricia. And they're being funneled and moved around. And ICE usually is trying to do a lot of deportation, right? Voluntary deportation, trying to coerce people to sign off and leave. So yes, there is no due process in the system right now. There's a lot of violations, injustice that we are seeing along in the entire system. So it's not like these folks are seeing a judge. It's very a small percentage of everyone that's detained here.
And also, there was some information that went out that was not completely accurate. So there has been every day, there are still people inside, not a lot, but there are still people that are abstaining from eating, and there are still prisoners who are refusing to work. So although it's not in the large numbers in the beginning, there still is, on a smaller scale, prisoners hunger striking and refusing to work. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yes. It is at a much smaller scale. What has been happening is because of a lot of intimidation and retaliation. So what has been happening is that if you don't go down, which is known as the cafeteria, downstairs, upstairs, if you don't go downstairs to the cafeteria and partake in the meals that GEO is providing, then you are written up. And most likely there is some consequences to it, right? So people are fearful. And so they have been going and engaging, and there's a small number that is still holding steadfast in this. And as you know, as the women, they have re-engaged and indicated to us that they will partake in the strike because of a lot of the violations that they have been experiencing on their own. And so they collectively have used their voice, which we are trying to uplift today.
Speaking of the female prisoners, and there's a lot less females to males, if you could share, I know that there was one female prisoner who was transferred before the hunger strike. Nobody knew where she was, and now within the last 24 hours she is magically back and in really bad medical condition. Whatever you could share.
So a week before the hunger strike and everything that has escalated out here has happened. Basically what had happened is a family member somebody showed up here, the family, actually the daughters showed up here, and they had these posters, and they were like, my mom has been kidnapped, we are unable to locate her, all we know is she was taken to the hospital. They've called the hospitals, no one was no one was sharing any information. And so we started to advocate, we started to get the legislators on board, elected officials. They made an inquiry and basically came back with the same information, which they shared with us, was that they know that she was taken to the hospital, and that was it. DHS, ICE refused to share any more information about this individual. And miraculously, about over 3 weeks later, she shows up yesterday in detention, wheeled in with the wheelchair. We don't know the specific diagnosis. There is some indication of some form of paralysis. But again, it's not 100% accurate unless we get the medical records and unless we are able to verify this information. There's no way of 100% knowing. We do know she's in a very bad condition inside. And
to be clear, she was not in a wheelchair 3 weeks ago. She's back in a wheelchair. Nobody knows where she was taken in those 3 weeks. And although we don't know the exact diagnosis, there's some fear of a paralysis.
Absolutely, yes. well put. But yes, so we are still trying to find out, and we will be looking into trying to gather some of a medical, maybe following, the request to try to gather more information, so to determine what happened to her.
Are you able to share her name at this point, or?
Well, her name is public. It's Venusa, and the poster that the family made is right here behind. So please share that. We would want justice for her, and we would like to get to the bottom of exactly what happened. Where was she for over 3 weeks? And that ICE refused to share any information, even with elected officials, where family are besides them point, thinking the worst of the worst, that something bad could have happened to her. Well, something bad did happen, but we're still trying to wrap our heads as what is this something bad that really happened to her.
And also, if people missed it during the press conference, the females who are re-engaging in the hunger strike, most of them had stopped. They want specific guards held accountable for sexual abuse. Can you share some of their demands and what they've been experiencing?
So yes, the woman basically shared, a snapshot of who's detained, right? Go back and, definitely read this letter. It's highly, highly powerful. It shows you who's detained, who are some of these stories, right? Who are these stories and who are these people? The woman shared and uplifted their stories behind many of the women that are detained there. But some of the things that they shared and they demanded was, one is that there has been sexual abuse and retaliation. The abuse, when they had filed many complaints, it's gotten nowhere. They were not given the name of the female guard that was attributing to some of this abuse. So they want accountability and they want transparency about this. They want this guard gone. They also want ICE and GEO to actually be trained to be able to provide respect, dignity to all these individuals inside, because they are treating them very, very horrible, right? They want the cases to be have due process, because they're not getting that in the facility. They also want the young, the vulnerable, the pregnant, those that have severe medical conditions to be released, and they want accountability to all of that, and they're not seeing that. They want the bathroom, that they have one bathroom in the women's unit and one is broken. They want just simple measure of asking this bathroom to be fixed, and all the infrastructure in the entire facility, because we know that the infrastructure is broken down. It's beyond bad. I mean, the legislators have gone in. They have indicated our worst of the worst in their fears of what the condition looks like of the bathrooms and the broken stalls and, doors that are broken, water that's not, hot water, the temperature controls that are bad.
So being told of contaminated water.
Contaminated water. Of course, there's metallic taste to the water. And also, they're asking for a simple measure of putting water in the commissary so they can purchase the water, right? Because they're not getting that. There was complaints about sanitary napkins that they're not getting enough of in the facility. I mean, these are little humane, human rights issues that are being violated beyond. I mean, cruel is not the word. It's beyond cruel.
The women being provided, hygiene for female things.
Very limited hygiene products that, so that's the reason why we have been putting commissary support for these folks inside, for the women to actually buy sanitary napkins, to buy undergarments, because that's not provided. They're getting very little, to like a small bottle of shampoo that's very, very small that they can use only for like two days. They're not getting cleaning products to clean anywhere in the facility. So guess what? There's mold, there's fungus everywhere. And they're living in these conditions. This is a warehouse that is not meant to house human beings.
Also, so people know, it reeks outside the prison, because this is an environmental dumping ground. There's meat processing, there is meat processing, sewer and waste plants. So it stinks so bad outside, particularly during hot weather like today, it stinks worse inside the prison, and there's ventilation issues as well.
Correct. And the ventilation issue is on purpose, because we know that the air circulation, they can stop it. I spoke to folks inside, and they basically said they don't understand how their unit, the last 3 rooms in their unit, was closed off for the vents, and they were getting hot air that was just circulating. They couldn't breathe. They can't even sleep with clothes on. The facility and the rest of the units are cold. So they couldn't understand, and this is a form of retaliation, right? They can do whatever they want inside, and no one is holding them accountable to the treatment that they're providing to these individuals inside.
Can I ask also, because you other... Go ahead. We'll get her back in a minute. Right now, organizers, activists are taking a kind of a group photo with the ice out of New Jersey image. Remember to smash the like button, share the live stream. We'll talk to other people, but I wanted to talk to Sally so we could give you the update, because there's really urgent retaliation going on. And frankly, it seems to me that the Geo Group and ICE are essentially trying to empty out the prison in order to kill the outside protests, to deflate the movement, to shut down this prison, and more. Hold on one second. I was going to ask, I know you're not directly responsible, but other organizers have been in communication with local lawmakers, the governor's office. The governor has been saying they're not letting them send in health inspectors because it's a private facility, and she's sued. But what you're describing sounds like an urgent emergency. Is there any update that you guys know of if the state has been able to send in inspectors? Because
yes, I think they actually, inspector did go in, health inspector did go in. I think it's public in terms of what they found. There is a lot of violations that they actually accounted for. The handling of the food was mentioned. The conditions was mentioned in terms of what we have been seeing and we've been talking about for weeks now. So that is really public. So they did get in. So
they weren't given full access.
They were not given full access. And also in the last 3-4 days, as you just saw, staffers for Senator Kim is here, gone into the facility. We're hoping that they will get to see Vanusa, who we have been asking for to be seen, especially the fact that she's being brought back into the facility. But also, to note that these issues that are happening is that the legislators now who are going in are being cut off of access, so they're going in and they can pressure ICE, and ICE is now, kind of limiting the scope on what their rights are as elected officials to actually go into the facility and talk and see the individuals and speak to the individuals, provide oversight. That is their right to do as elected officials, but it seems to be now cut off as a form of retaliation because they are able to see all of the egregious violations by both GEO and ICE that's happening at Delaney Hall. And this is one of the worst facilities. And we know across the country, there are so many facilities that have way worse conditions than Delaney Hall. So can you imagine if Delaney is considered worst of the worst, what is happening with the rest of the facilities that are holding immigrants today who are not able to use their voices the way folks have used their voices here? They cannot be forgotten because this is not only happening at Delaney Hall, this is happening across the country. There's over 280 facilities across the country that are holding over 77,000 immigrants in detention who have egregious human rights violations that are going on.
We should point out that yesterday Congress passed only Republican votes, no Democratic votes, an additional $71 billion. An additional $71 billion for DHS, which is going to go to ICE, Border Patrol, and more money for this.
We've got to stop it. We have to stop it. No more money can be funneled into DHS, into Border Patrol, into ICE, because right now we can see what's happening to the communities. We can see what's happening to the people detained and the families and the children that are impacted. As Father Day approaches, there's fathers there, there's grandfathers there inside this facility across the country. And these are children that are crying for their parents. We have to think about it as American people. What are we doing? Why would you want your taxpayers' money to be spent this way when it can go to, housing the homeless, for education, for schools? What better way to use the money? Why are we spending billions of dollars to funnel this broken immigration unjust system that is just hurting the community and hurting these families?
I think it's important what you just said. There's people inside here as old, I've been told, as 70. You have 70-year-olds, you have middle-aged, and you have young high schoolers. There's been high schoolers in here. An 18-year-old girl missed her prom because she was in here. For what?
She's one of many because ICE has snatched up. ICE has been snatching anyone and everyone. She was on her way to school, and this is not the first case. We had another 18-year-old who was released from ORR custody, which is a special, juvenile facility, was released to a family in Jersey City, was picked up on her way to school, was brought into this facility. She was so scared, and as we got counsel to try to represent her, they moved her to Houston. And she got very, very sick. She got COVID in the facility. She was so scared. She self-deported. She self-deported back to her home with no resources, with no support, while she was an A student in high school. This is what we're doing. There's many, many youngsters who have special immigrant juvenile status. They've already gotten this status. They're just waiting now to adjust with their green card applications. But we are funneling them into detention, and we are deporting them before they can even get their status. We have people who have U visas pending, T visas pending, have green card applications pending, but yet the system is, let's plug them up, let's put them in detention, and let's deport them. And that's what's happening. There's no due process in the system.
And I also just, from a fundamental point of view, it seems to me what's going on here is Geo Group and ICE are trying to basically empty the prison in order to just completely end the protests. They want to completely end the protests because although it's less people, there are still people out here. It still is getting media attention. They want to just basically move the inventory, so to speak, not release the hostages, but just move them elsewhere. And then when attention dies down a little bit, it's refill the prison. There's thoughts, because the World Cup is coming up, and there's been rumors or fears that there's going to be, the World Cup starts today. There's been fears that ICE raids are going to escalate in Jersey, in New York City, everywhere. Why do you think they're moving people out at such rapid speed?
Jordan, you touched it. You touched it. You put a nail on the head. Yeah, because yes, one, it is to disperse what's happening inside. And they probably most likely are envisioning if we move and isolate these people further, they won't have their voices to give us more information or talk to elected officials. Let's further isolate them in facilities where they won't have access. So right now, within 24, 48 hours, we don't know where people are, right? We just know from the conversations we had with them before they were being moved that there is a likelihood on the facilities where they're being moved to. But we still don't know. They're not coming up in the system, right? So they kidnap right now. Right. And so, yes, it is to disperse them inside, to disperse their voices from being in solidarity and collectively uniting to talk about what's happening inside. But it's also most likely envisioning that if we disperse everyone and say the facility's open, why are you protesting? There's nobody here. But we didn't want that. This was our concern from the beginning. We want the facility shut down, but we want them released. We wanted them free, not to be transferred. And that was our biggest fear, that this was going to happen. And, our biggest fear came true.
And my last question to you. It seems to me, obviously the focus is on Trump, on ICE, on Geo Group, but these transfers are happening partially because there's less people out here. To stop it, the protests, when there was, hundreds of people out here, they were exercising civil disobedience to stop those transfers. I believe, based on what I've seen, somebody just got released. So this happens occasionally where people are released. I don't really know if this person wants to be shown, so we won't show them. Some people don't mind. Some people don't want to be shown. So we'll keep the camera off of them. But somebody did get released. And by the way, when people are released, almost every time, it's because they finally got before a judge after being in here for months and months. In some cases, people have been in here for a year. So when you hear from right-wingers, oh, this is due process, it's not due process languishing in a gulag for 6 months to a year before you could see a judge who looks at it in 30 seconds and says, wait a minute, you should have never been in there in the first place. You were doing everything right. You were going to your appointments, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. There we go. Sorry.
So this
I thought
individual has been
for
released.
some reason,
I
think it's working now. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought my mic was.
Yeah, let's out of respect, not
I had a phone call earlier, but yeah. Anyway,
smash the like button, share this live stream. To be clear, and we're going to finish this interview in a minute. To be clear,
I do sometimes think they are focusing on a specific country.
Hold on.
Sometimes it does feel that way.
Okay.
It does feel that way sometimes.
So this.
Thank you for the follow, Chloe. Appreciate your follow.
This individual that was to show him. Okay, so we'll show him after. Yeah. So just to finish, it seems to me that the protest has been diminished because the state of New Jersey has been cooperating with ICE. I know you have to be diplomatic, but I mean, it's very clear between the state police and the Newark City police, they've gone out of their way to make it more difficult for protesters to be here. They've gone out of their way through violence to attack the protesters. They've included up into the mayor blocking journalists and protesters from wearing basic protective gear, which is illegal and unconstitutional. Obviously, Trump and his administration are the ones keeping people inside.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that they cannot effectively be transporting people out unless they have this collaboration with the state.
There is collaboration beyond, like we have seen it on the ground. Yes, they've pulled back, but it does not mean they're not collaborating. Yes,
Exactly.
we know of some individuals who.
Yeah, they're live. I'm allowed to restream it.
That was leaving, and state police showed up.
Because I'm also doing commentary. I'm also just talking about it.
Right. So there is collaboration.
Taking pauses
and
so yeah, it's all fair use.
there is no wonder that communities don't feel
Exactly.
safe.
It's a mirror.
Who do we call?
Exactly. Thank
who do
you.
we ask to come and help us and protect us, from what's going on.
Patricia, yeah,
Communities,
and
who do
not
we ask?
feeling
I
anything.
mean, there
I'm
are
not
so
saying this
many
is mine.
victims in there,
This is
right?
100%
Victims of
Status
different
Coop's
forms of abuse,
live stream. Everyone
domestic
should go
violence,
sub to
and, they
Status
call the
Coop.
police, and guess what? They're getting funded.
This is what I'm
So
just sharing
who
it on
protects them?
Twitch and Kick and other
right
my
now, there's
platform
no
and
protection.
to get the word out.
You
And
feel
he
a
says,
lot of people
share
fear
my
that
live stream.
The test run
What I'm doing
is immigrants, but this administration is not just going to stop at immigrants. That's why they want to build more warehouses, and that they're going to go after people who are naturalized citizens, go after U.S. citizens, and that this is kind of just a test to see how far they can go first.
Absolutely. I feel like they come for one, they're gonna come for all, right? And we've seen that happen already, right? We've seen advocates being taken. We've seen religious leaders faith leaders being taken. We've seen U.S. citizens being taken. And then they claim, within 24 while it was an accidental taking of somebody who has U.S. citizenship.
Same here.
As soon as you speak
Very
out
huge
against
heat
the
advisory
government,
right now.
Your
Yeah.
amendment rights are
Heat
violated,
index,
so you don't have the right
105.
to speak out. Unfortunately, not under this administration, because they're going
Heat
to come
index
after you.
105.
But I want to highlight, since you still have me here, a family member that I've been working with for such a long time.
And I'm sure it's burning out
Tracy,
on
can
there.
you
The
come here,
humidity.
please? So Tracy was supposed to speak.
So-
She got here a little bit late because of some issues in her building. But we have been working very, very closely with Tracy and her loved one inside. And we got to go last week inside. And I was so honored and privileged to be one of the witnesses for her marriage to her partner inside. It was, it was beautiful in some ways, but it was also painful because they should not have gone through a beautiful moment in their lives to go into a facility, a jail, an encampment, a prison, to be married just so that he could be adopt her son, who's how old is Kwame now? 12 years old. Her son, who he's a father figure and he's a provider for her and her son. And he is being detained now for over 10 months and he has severe medical conditions. So I just want to uplift her and uplift him who's there. And we have been standing with them, alongside them from the time he's been detained here. And we will continue to do that, even if he's released, because they are our family now. And to show that the connection in the community we build does not end with just people being in detention, but beyond detention and beyond in the community, because that's what community is all about. I just want you to, if you want to share anything about what Haruna is going through.
What's your name?
My name is Tracy.
Okay, now congratulations on getting married. Sorry it had to be in there.
We haven't seen him since the marriage. We got married last week, Wednesday. I have not seen him. Only we can do is call. No FaceTime. They took the tablets away from him, so we can't FaceTime no more.
Can you describe, he's been in there 10 months, 11 months. year. Oh my God.
Next month will be a year. And through them years, 6, 7 months he suffered. He suffered from lower GI bleeding. I called him. He was, when I came to visit him, his eyes were so white. It was white as this tent. I called them and I asked them. I begged them. I called Senator Ken's office. I called the other office, Mother Ham, Monica. Nobody helped me up to today. Nobody helped us. I called her and I begged this lady, please, a Spanish lady answered the phone. I said, please, can you take him to the hospital? You know what she said to me? She said to me, he's a grown man, and hung up on me. At this point, I said, no.
Who told you that?
One of the ladies nurses told me that he's a grown man and hung up on me.
And he's suffering from some type of stomach GI.
Bleeding. This time he was bleeding so much, he was bleeding like you're pouring water.
So he's bleeding basically from inside.
Yeah. And so they took him. So they finally, I left a message on the voicemail. They took him to the hospital. I told him they took him to the hospital and brought him back. So now he's still bleeding. So they took him back 2 days later, and his blood count dropped 2. So now he had 5.9 in blood.
Wow.
Count.
He's literally dying.
He shock, vomiting. You know what they gave him? Pepto-Bismol. And told him to go over there after giving him Pepto-Bismol and send him back over to send him back.
They gave him Pepto-Bismol for internal bleeding?
GO group gave him Pepto-Bismol. I told the lady he's going to septic shock. He's vomiting. He's short of breath. He can't stand up more than 2 seconds. He's going to septic. Now he profusely vomiting. They did nothing. I kept calling. Nobody did nothing. I called Senator Kim's office. I called everybody to get help. Nobody helped me. Nobody. Finally, this man can't move. Every one of the inmates in there screaming. Detainees screaming that he needs to go to the hospital. Finally, somebody took him to the hospital. Found out he was in septic shock. He had to have surgery.
Wow.
2 units of blood. He had to have blood transfusion. He had to have surgery and everything. Then after he had surgery, his white blood counts became low. They sent him back into population where he became with a real bad headache and cold and everything. They did nothing about that. Nobody did anything about it. And I told him if his white blood cells are low, you cannot put him back in population. You need to isolate him. Well, UMDJ sent him back without that instruction, though. So, but his white blood cells, so then he kept suffering. And I told him, then he had liquid coming from himself. I said, explain to them. Nobody did nothing.
And are the hospital sending them back basically because GO Group refuses to keep them there?
At first, before they did the surgery on him, they were sending him back, bleeding. And he told them himself, he's not going back until y'all do something about this bleeding. Because when he went there on Monday, when he got there on Wednesday, his blood count dropped 2. He said he's not going back till somebody fix this problem.
Do you know if the hospitals are refusing to treat or GO Group is ordering them to send them back?
He said out his own mouth that the lady, they told him that it was ICE. It wasn't GO Group. That he supposed to come back through ICE. And if anything go wrong, call him. But the doctor told him after he left that Monday, she called this facility over 100 times trying to get somebody to ask them to bring him back because she knew he was coming back.
So basically, your husband was near death inside, and at the hospital he needs long-term care, but ICE is forcing him back.
Yes, he was forced back to the facility. So they kept him. He refused to come back here. He refused to come back, and they kept telling him that he had to come back. But if his white blood cells are low, what are you bringing him back into population for? Shouldn't you isolate him?
And this prison has COVID has spread, flu inside, ventilation issues. There's some type of stomach thing has been going around, and they're sending somebody who is very compromised back into the general population.
Back into the population. And then he had a doctor appointment next week. Nobody took him to the doctor. I had to call again, and I had to get this woman who tells me, yelling and screaming at me, ma'am, I don't mean no harm. Please, I beg you. Can y'all please get him help? I beg you. I beg Senator Kim office. I beg all the office. Please help me. Help me to get him out. Help me. I'm not asking you to help me to release him. What I'm asking you is to help him to get some help. Because right now he's going to die in here. They're going to be your next death in this place. Please help me. I beg these people. Nobody will help me.
And has he been able to see a judge? You said he's been in there for almost a year. What's the status of his case?
He went to see the judge. The judge had ordered him a removal. Then still, we supposed to be waiting on the bond hearing right now. We waiting on the bond
I
hearing.
mean, they're all
The
moving
A judge
out.
ordered
They're
them.
all-
A judge ordered them
they're
to
all
release
pushing
him.
out just to appease the
And then
protesters.
we went, the judge denied his medical release because she said that GO group the ICE told him that he's getting proper care. How is he getting proper care when I'm begging the senators and I'm begging everybody to help him? Nobody.
Septic shock.
Right, he's in septic shock. Even it's on his medical record showing septic shock, but the judge overlooked that. She overlooked that he's in septic shock. She overlooked that he had blood transfusion. She overlooked all that. All she was worried about is the fact that, oh no, let's give him a bond hearing. It's easy. Let's give him a bond hearing. But why do you give him a bond hearing when the man needs to get medical help? He don't need a bond hearing. He need a medical help. He needs help.
Did your husband have these type of severe conditions before he was in here?
Not went through this. We have not went through this. We never went through this situation before with him having extreme headaches all the time. He's in pain. When he the smell. I mean, I don't even want to talk about that because it was horrible. He kept on. It's not. He was even throwing this whatever away because the smell was so strong in him. But nobody did anything about it. Nobody did nothing. He put in papers after papers after papers after papers. That's why they took the tablets, because you can see they took the tablets. So they won't show us anything in there. So they took the tablets away from them. So they took the tablets for a month. And up to today, we can't even go see them. We don't know if they're okay. And we don't hear them on the phone. We don't know nothing. They would not allow us to.
Guys, please make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe as well. Please, thank you so much. Support the channel.
Y'all not gonna have visitation because the protest was breaking out windows out of our car. That's what GO group told me. They's breaking out windows out of our car. Because they's breaking out windows out our car, that stop us from coming and see who we come stop us. I didn't break your window. So why can't I come here and see him? I didn't do nothing to your car. So why you holding me back from seeing him? Oh, and do you know some of the GO groups, they had to fight they was fighting the protesters because the protesters break, so they had to fight the protesters. That had nothing to do with me, ma'am. Nobody fought me. So why can't I go in and see my husband?
You know, I hate to ask this, but I mean, every day, are you you don't know if he's alive. You don't know if he's.
If he doesn't call me, I would never know. To see his face, I don't know. Cause Corona is a guy. He doesn't speak about his sick. You see it in him, but he won't speak about it. But I'm the difference because I push him. No, this is not right. When I'm sitting in front of him, visiting him one night, I'm looking at his eyes. I'm like, your eyes are white, like real white. Your bed is like blue is white. What's going on? That's when I immediately called. Please help me. One of the volunteers here. I don't know if I'm able to say his name or not, but one of the volunteers that work here, he took it upon himself. I came out one day crying because the way he was looking, and it hurted me so much to see him looking like that. And one of the volunteers, Mr. Adam, I'm gonna say his name, Mr. Adam. He took it upon. He said, "Okay, Tracy, what are we gonna do?" He wrote my name down. He wrote the information. We started contacting every office to help, ask for help, begging for help. We contact every office, begging for help. Nobody. Up to right now, nobody. Nobody called me. I even went down to an office meeting down on 50, down on Park Place or downtown. I went to an office, still nothing.
How old is your husband?
My husband's 39.
So he's relatively young and having this severe.
And then they telling him this is happening. But the point is, the point is that no one's doing anything. He's sitting there. He's just rotting in there.
You've contacted New Jersey senators, congresspeople.
Yes, I have. I even been down to an office on downtown. I think it's on Park Place or Place, something like that, downtown Newark. I went to an office down there and I spoke with them twice, not once. We spoke. Nobody did nothing still. Nobody's trying to make sure he's okay. He was just telling me that one day he's having really bad headaches. I said, that's because you wasn't properly healed. If they would have properly healed you, you would never be going through this problem. He having real bad headaches. He still see a little blood here and there.
I would assume if you've been in septic shock and you have internal bleeding, you need medication, rest, hydration. It doesn't sound like he's getting most of that.
Actually, he's not getting. They're giving him. They give him Metamucil. They give him Metamucil and they're giving him Metamucil and Miralax.
That's for constipation, not internal stomach bleeding.
They give him Miralax and Metamucil, and they was before give him an iron pill, but now he no longer get that one. He don't get that no more. He only get that once a week now.
And you said you and him have a child?
Yeah, we have a 12-year-old. My 12-year-old is my biological child, but he helped me raise my child. He helped me
Wow.
raise my child.
So
Right now,
sad.
he
He's
want to
so
do adoption
young.
for my 12-year-old. Yes, my 12-year-old, since he been there, he won't come here. He refused to come here. I like try to act like, come on, he would refuse to see him like that. He do not want to see him like that. When he come here, he always have his face turned back. He will not look at him. You know, he would not look at him. That's because he don't want to see him in that condition. I asked him, what's wrong? He said he don't want to see him in that condition. He was like, Mama, do you see how he be looking in there and all them people around him? See, my son refused to come to this facility because he don't want to see his dad in that position. And that's what he called him, Dad. He don't call him by his name. He call him Dad.
How's your son doing emotionally with his father in there?
Actually, emotionally, my son holds a lot in, but he does talk about it. We was talking about it last night. I said to him, I was like, Haron might be home soon. That's what I told him. I said, he might be home soon. My son said to me, he was like, Mama, they keep saying that to me. They keep saying it. I keep waiting and waiting. He said, nothing happening. I was like, we just have to wait a little longer. We'll get there. Promise, we'll get there. He was like, Mama, when? When we get there? So he had questions and stuff. I have Haron, that when Haron called, Haron would ask him. Like right now, he go to Islamic school. He have a Quran reading coming up. Haron is upset because he's not there to teach him the right way, the proper way. He's not there to make sure Kwame started acting out in school, which is a true statement. He started acting out in school. Because when Haron got in the situation, Kwame became different. I had to be more of the father and the mother now. No, you have to do this. We have to do this. You have to do this. But Haron, when Haron home, he more like he in the school before I could be at work. Kwame at school. They don't call me. They call him. He's the one. I'm the emergency contact. He's the parent. I'm the emergency contact. So they call him. He's at the school. Don't tell me nothing. He took care of all of that. Kwame had his college meeting. He was there. Kwame had to go somewhere. He was there. And now we don't have that anymore. All we have, and he would not come here. He would not come here because the fact that it hurts all of us that he going to, even his family back home, it hurts that he have to go through so much stress every day. It's like this man is telling me, baby, I'm gonna call you back. My head is hurting really, really bad. No, how you doing?
Have they, they say, well, they could just self-deport. Have they given him the option of self-deporting?
Self-deportation is not in our book right now for self-deportation. I feel that at this point they took him. He didn't take them. They took him. So therefore they need to release him. He don't need to release himself. They need to release him. Why would he self-deport when you took him? He didn't call you and say you come and get him. You came and picked him up. He never asked you to come and get him.
And he has no criminal record either.
We have no criminal records at all. We have no type of criminal records. But they came and got him. So self-deportation is like saying, okay, I asked you to come pick me up. No. You pick me up. You release me. You release me back where you got me from.
What's your husband's name?
His name is Harona Zachariah.
Can I just add that, his habeas was granted, and that's the reason why they haven't moved him. But they were trying to shape.
For people that don't know what that means, when you say his habeas was granted, his habeas corpus.
Writ of habeas corpus was filed with the District Court of New Jersey. It was granted that the judge allow him to have a bond hearing because he's over 10 months detained, going to 11, going to a year now. It'll be moving to a year that he's detained, and he's been compliant. He was on his ICE check-ins. He was following all the rules. He was going to court. They re-detained him, and another year of his life he spent in detention where he's having all these severe medical complications. So people need to realize and be cognizant of like what we are doing to people here, right? And he was called downstairs and while all of this protest, and this is a form of retaliation, lying to him that his lawyer was here to see him when that was not the case. So they were most likely trying to coerce him or trying to move him. They were trying to be punitive, intimidate, induce fear in him. And he kind of good thing he had called Tracy and said, I don't understand. Why would they say my lawyer's here to see me? Because I had no indication that's going to happen. So they were trying, and they do this often. It's not the first case that we know where they're taking people out of the unit and saying your lawyer's here, and then they're putting them in solitary confinement. Because I've had people I've spoken, and that's what happened to them.
Welcome.
The other thing you have to also realize, the reason why we are seeing subpar to no proper medical care in a lot of these facilities, because ICE is paying, right? DHS is paying. They're contracting to a vendor to pay a certain amount of money, which whatever it may be, this contract, I think it's around $180 to $90 per day for somebody in detention. And with that money, you need to now provide all the levels of care, right? Includes providing food, okay, providing medical care, providing all the other necessities that you need to provide for somebody you are housing. And guess what? It's a for-profit prison industry. So guess what? Again, what does it mean? It means I'm going to cut corners and I'm going to give you, it's going to take $30 for us to, as an example, to keep you in detention, and let's provide you low, subpar, any care that you may need, because we need to make a profit out of you. That's why we are seeing what we are seeing in this facility, medical negligence, right? And ICE has to approve these surgeries. If they don't get that approved, then they can't have it. And that has been working for many, many years. This is not something new. ICE has to approve all of the excess in medical care that's needed.
ICE aren't doctors. What medical expertise does ICE have to approve or?
They have one doctor in there, full-time doctor for 1,000 people. So guess what? If the doctor's seeing 40 to 50 people a day, the doctor is missing a lot of people, right? You file a medical request. It can take 2-3 days to respond. It's triage, and everything is, like, oh, you have a headache. Oh, let's just, you maybe, oh, that's fine. Go, it's blow over. Let's give you a Tylenol. Everything, one pill fits all is the Tylenol pill that they would give you in there for any ailment.
Wow. I just can't believe they gave your husband constipation medication when he was in septic shock.
She gave him Pepto-Bismol. He's vomiting, profusely vomiting. She came, he didn't know what, he said, babe, they gave me some pink stuff. I said, Pepto-Bismol? He's like, yeah. I said, oh, so I called. I was like, you gave him Pepto, ma'am, you could call back in the morning and talk to someone.
And did the hospital tell your husband or you that if he doesn't come back or he doesn't get care, he could die?
What the hospital told us is that he need more further care than what they gave him. Right there, when they go, just the hospital is working on ICE dollar. I'm gonna say it like that, ICE dollar. They don't give all that because they feel like it's it'll be a problem if they tell us that, oh, he gonna die if he don't come back. He don't get urgent. They're not gonna give you that information.
Because you think they worry about ICE.
They would never give us the information. They know that they would never give us the information. When I got his medical records, I read his medical records, and I got his medical records at home. And it say biggest date, and I highlighted it. These are things I highlighted. It says sepsis on there. I highlighted for the judge. I highlighted it. And they still, and I highlighted that part, and I highlighted he came on Monday and Wednesday, and his blood count dropped 2 counts. I highlighted that.
It sounds to me, I don't want to be dramatic, but it sounds like he was on the brink of death, and if he wasn't sent to the hospital, he very likely would have died.
We all know sepsis will take you out. We all know sepsis going to the body, it causes infection in the bloodstream. And once infection is your bloodstream, it's no other way. It's like if your body's not able to fight it off, that's the next thing that's going to happen. You're going to end up going into a coma. After a coma, that's death.
And what's your response? You hear it. The president, his supporters say they're criminals, the worst of the worst. What's your response?
To Trump, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why this man in the White House. I don't even have a response to this young man because I'm just still trying to figure out how did he get there. But my response to him is that we don't know who is his vendetta against. What are you trying to? I feel for Trump himself. I just don't think I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
Forget Trump. Your husband doesn't sound like the worst of the worst. He sounds like a good father, a good husband who needs medical care.
Actually, that's what he needs. He needs someone. He needs to come out and get care. He needs help. He needs help. We begging for help. No one is helping us. Even I seen the Senator Kim. I seen him out here talking and stuff like that. I felt heartbroken because as of now, you did nothing for us. Even the other people, the other ones, they talking. I felt heartbroken because they did nothing for us. This man suffered day, and nobody did anything.
John, just take the mic for a little bit. I want to exchange info with her.
Wow. Poor lady.
How's everyone doing?
Poor husband.
All right. Don't forget to smash the like button, share this live stream, share these stories. These stories are not getting out there.
It's important, guys. It's important.
You know, stories like Tracy and her husband and their child, and Gabriella and Martin Soto and their children. So share these stories with your friends, your family, talk about them. You know, I've been asking people back in, you know, whenever I leave Delaney Hall, leave Newark, and I go around, you know, I'm just doing my thing. And I'm asking people if they see what's happening in Newark outside of Delaney Hall, and everybody's like, "No, what's going on? What's happening?" It's so fucking frustrating that nobody has any idea what is really happening, and not just here at Delaney Hall, but in so many of these death camps all over the country.
Yep. There literally are death camps. I mean, they're literally, they said there's no air. It's hot. It's already heat advisory. Already got 90 plus weather. No cold water. No medical attention.
So I just want to show this because that was pretty depressing. So let's give you some positive. But this is an image. Obviously, he's not in it because this is outside. But this is an image of you on your wedding day, and that's the imam. Can you share how were you able to get married inside? I'm sure that wasn't an easy process.
Oh no, that wasn't easy at all. I started this process last year in August.
Wow.
Requesting for authorization to marry him. I called.
Guys, make sure you hit that like button and please subscribe.
Which the chaplain was very helpful.
Thank you.
I'm not going to deny it. The chaplain was very helpful for me. He was telling me what to do, how to do it, what I need to do, and stuff like that. I went to the clerk's office. The clerks told me exactly what I need to do. I contacted ICE. Starting August, I heard nothing. I think it was like one day I went down. I was downtown, so I went into the office into down on Federal Street, and I went in there. I talked to this young lady who was at the front desk. She brought out Maurice. Maurice came out and told me to email him, and I should email him. This around Christmas. I should email him, and he'll give me he'll let me know. I emailed him, nothing, zero, nothing. Okay, just this year, I was like, you know something, it's taking too long. I went down there as of March, or was it April? March or either March or February. I went down there and I talked to the same young lady, and she called Maurice. Maurice told me to email him again. That's how we got the paper. Other than that, almost a year came about. About 10 months, we couldn't get married. We kept holding us back. I kept asking the chaplain kept emailing me. Oh, you got to talk to ICE. You got to get information from ICE. You got to do this from ICE. You got to make sure ICE do this and make sure ICE do this. And ICE was not helping us. They make you do an outreach in Newark. That's what you send the paper to. Outreach in New York. They don't respond.
My last question to you is, you hear all these slogans, America's land of the free, greatest country on earth, shining city, and all that.
But wasn't America built on immigrants? That's what I thought. I thought America was built on immigrants. So why are you trying to push all the immigrants out? You have a lot of take the people things in Florida. The fruits and stuff is coming low now because y'all removed half of their workers away. For what reason? What are you proving? I can see if these people kill somebody. You got murderers out here. Y'all doing nothing, but y'all running behind people who trying to make a living. We Americans, yes, I am American. I thank God, but y'all have people out here who's killing people every single day, and they running around killing the next person. But y'all got immigrants who's working, trying to make money, trying to provide for their family. Y'all snatching them up, put them in prison, and treat them like prisoners. When my husband went to the hospital, he had shackles on. Why do he have shackles on?
While in septic shock, they had him in shackles.
Wait a minute, and then the best part about it, after he had his surgery, one of the guards who came in the room with him tightened his handcuffs to the bed tighter while he sit down to eat. Where is he going? He just had surgery. Where is he going? Why is he in shackles? Why do you have shackles on his arm? He's not a criminal. You took him. He didn't take you. He didn't ask for you. He didn't tell you to come and get him. You came and got him on your own. Why y'all shackling him? You take him to the hospital. A man can barely walk, Then one of the Geo group guy told him he stink. Told him he stink.
He stinks?
He stink. A man who barely can stand up. You had the nerves out your mouth to tell him he stink. We thank you. We thank you for that. And I always tell my husband, pray for the ones who don't know better. I always pray for the ones who don't know better. Because I know for a fact he didn't know better. So pray for him. He don't know better. Don't get upset. Don't let him get to you or don't do none of that. Just pray for him. That's it.
He's lucky to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. He say that all the time. Yeah.
I have your number, so I'm going to contact you after this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Smash the like button, share this live stream. I want to talk to one more person before we wrap up. It is very hot out, so we're not going to be going. And by the way, just to let you know, there have been people asking, where you been? Where you been? Well, we can't be live every single night, unfortunately. So the last few nights, John has been here recording footage. For various reasons, I couldn't get down here, including my back is screwed up. John couldn't be here every single night. He does have a child that he has to care for as well. We were live, I think, for like the first 16 or 17 days. And then John has been on the ground during the day recording. So we do have interviews that we're going to get out for you that we have recorded over the last few days. We also didn't want to go live because we have staff, a small staff, but we have staff behind the scenes that have been working every day, 16, 17 hours a day to support us on the ground. So people do need a break. But this weekend coming up, my colleague, JT Siskowski, he's coming here. So John, JT are going to be live, not only from here, we're going to be monitoring what's going on with the World Cup. As you know, the World Cup is starting today, this weekend, and we're hearing, unfortunately, of the potential for increased ICE activity, ICE raids, ICE abductions. So JT and John will be all over it. We might also be live from DC on Sunday from Trump's absurd UFC fight and the protest there. So we're everywhere, folks. If you don't see us live one night, trust me, we're not taking a break. We're recording during the day. We're not live because we can't be live every single night. Also, this continued coverage, we have been on the ground every single day of this. Even if you don't see us live every single day, we've been here recording during the day. It's extremely expensive. I need your help. I'm being honest. We cannot afford to continue at this pace if we don't grow several hundred more paid members like now. So if you have not yet signed up, if you can't support us financially, okay, no shame. But if you have as little as $5 a month, do you see CNN here? MS Now, Fox News, New York Times, Washington Post, all of them. Other big independent media, so-called independent media, they're not here. They're not here in 90 degrees. The majority weren't here when grenades were being fired at us, when horses were running into our camera and rushing into us. They're not sleeping in their cars like John had several nights. So please support us. I want to speak with Gabriella. Okay. I'm just going to interview him and then I want to talk to you. Okay. Can I speak with you, sir? I could come up there. Yeah, I could come up there.
I was just, man, I just was trying to say, man, I appreciate you, man. Like, you're like my superstar, man. I know you were you was before. And when you went out, man, I just feel like you're just authentic. You're real. You push the envelope. You give us what we need. So I know you want to interview me, but I just want to say thank you, man.
Forget about me. Forget about me. Can you give the audience, some might be religious, some might not, can you give them the faith-fearing reason that they should be supporting Status Quo for as low as $5 a month?
Amen. Well, number one, Status Quo is consistent. I think when we talk about an attack on our media, we talk about journalists who have compromised their integrity, who are not reporting on all sides of the stories, right? We see this continuation of attacks on the media, and we see the complicity of media. And Status Quo has just been consistent. I appreciate their coverage. I appreciate it on a high level, how they still cover DC. They still cover policy. They cover the impact that is happening globally,
Mhm.
but also they get down to the grassroots movements. They connect with family members in Delaney Hall, on the streets of Michigan, in all throughout this country. And we need to support folks like him and others who are doing this work, because as we see recently, there's a doubling down of silencing our mainstream media, and we see that their journalists are being targeted. And if for those of us who care about justice and care about freedom and care about liberation, it is our responsibility to support. And that means whether you're retweeting them, you're sharing them, you're following them, like I just did. When you see them, encourage them off the border. But also, if you have the means, donate, give, reoccurring $1, $5, $10. It makes sense, because we won't know what's really happening if we don't have good journalists and good media sources who are covering it. And I appreciate it, because when I came from Palestine in 2024, I realized how compromised our media is. Not one perspective of the Palestinian people. And when we went there, we went to be witnesses. And they said they didn't need our money. They needed us to tell the truth. And when we came back, we had to double down on truth telling, because the media was not reporting on the daily terrorism and human abuses that we were seeing. And organizations and media sources like this right here, Status Quo, needs to be the ones that we fund, that we donate to. And so I appreciate them for that.
And I'll also add, and this is not actually, it's not to toot our own horn, but just so you know, I can't tell you, I mean, not like a few, I'm talking like at least 50 people came up to me over the last 20 days and said, I saw your coverage and I got in my car and came. So it's not just informing people. Our job is both to inform and activate people. I don't personally consider, I think my journalism is my activism, right? And that happened at Standing Rock too, where so many people came up to me at Standing Rock a decade ago saying, I saw you guys and I had no idea. I didn't even know it was happening. And I organized people to come. And also, you know, on a smaller scale, a couple days ago, the mayor of Newark was unconstitutionally and illegally blocking protesters and journalists from wearing protective gear. He was refusing to let protesters in with protective gear. If I do say so myself, I did a little rant. I got attention on it. Then attorneys got on his ass and he folded like a cheap tent. Now, I'm not so special. Any journalist could do that, but most of them, for a variety of reasons, don't. So that's why it matters to be out here. And what he described, we're doing this with 1/10, if that, of the money that CNN, MS Now, even local news have. So your $5 a month, if that's all you can do, really makes a difference. Statusquo.com/join. Please support us. Now,
And I will be donating today. So if I could get 20 people to give $5, I will match you. Okay?
Don't. I'm talking to Jesus.
Yes. And I'm being serious about that too, not a joke.
Now let me ask you, if
Oh yeah. I'm putting pressure here. No. It's okay. Thank you so much.
why didn't you tell me there was a tree? We could have been shaded this whole time. I'm burning at it. Tell me, you know, number one, are you a minister, a pastor? What groups are you involved with? I've seen you on the front lines here, like as police are firing grenades. Why is this so important to you to be out here, not just for days like this, but even when you're putting yourself at risk?
Yeah, I'm a minister.
What's your name too?
Minister Archange Antoine. I'm with the Clergy Coalition for Liberation. It is our responsibility to be out here. I think it's important, number one, to show up, because a lot of people feel that the church and faith leaders have been compromised, right? They don't show up, right? They don't come out. There's a fear, or they're complicit. They've defended the state, right? They've surveyed state violence. And I have to remind people it's important for us to reclaim Jesus and to reclaim the message of Jesus. And one of the most important things to a Christian is the gospel. And the gospel is pretty clear. It's good news to the poor, to the oppressed, to the marginalized, those who are incarcerated, those who feel with debt. And what we see here today is the gospel message telling us that we must stand in solidarity. My family are also immigrants from Haiti, right? And so for a long time, most of the detention centers in the country were full. At one point, there was the highest concentration of folks who are Haitian of descent. So this is not just a Latino, Spanish-speaking South and Central American thing. We have a whole lot of Black people who are in these systems. But more importantly, what's happening in Delaney is actually happening in these detention centers all around, these jails and these prisons. We just seen Michigan, 4 women be killed in a prison system, right? And we see that all day long. But that's why today I came to show solidarity with the women who are on a hunger strike, who are calling for justice, who are being sexually assaulted, and who are demanding that a prison guard be fired for doing that to them. But more importantly, it's to say that our movements cannot win if we continue doing things separately. We need the immigrant rights movement and the ending mass incarceration movement to join forces. We need to close down private prisons. We need to stop slave labor, and we need to make sure that humanity is respected, because the governor is not doing it, the president's not doing it, and none of these mayors are going to do it. It's the people in our power that has it, and God is on our side. Whenever we stand for justice, whenever we speak to injustice, whenever we speak to dehumanization, we are literally calling on the God to be with us as we do God's work. And we can't be gaslit by people who are making it seem, by being out here, who are demanding right, by calling out elected officials, by calling out the system, that we are bad. No, we're actually right. We're righteous and on our stance, and with our standing with our sisters and brothers who are being dehumanized.
You know, I want to make a point, and I'm sure this is not going to be breaking news to you, but the audience might not know. I'll say it. I don't want to get you in trouble. There's a whole lot of faith leaders around the country. I've met a whole lot of them. Frankly, they've been co-opted or corrupted. I don't want to name names, but I'll tell you, in Flint, Michigan, for example, I've been there over 20 times. There's an ongoing water disaster. 12 years later, the water is still bad. And I've seen this where, you know, the community in a lot of places is pretty religious, a lot of churches, a place like Flint, and the politicians use the pastors and the ministers to push their message, which is often lies, to their parishioners or their congregants. And then those congregants then go keep voting for those corrupt politicians. And in exchange, those ministers, pastors, I'm not calling them evil, but they get money from the city or the state. There is a lot of kind of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, from local officials onto religious leaders. And I know for a fact it even happened here during the Delaney Hall protest, probably not to you, but I do know Governor Sherrill's office reached out to local faith leaders to try and essentially calm down the protesters.
Okay, yeah.
So am I off on any of this?
No, if you give me 1 second, I'm gonna walk you through the quick history. When Constantine co-opted Christianity, he brought in a bunch of faith leaders to do the state's business. During the 1400s, starting in the 1400s, going into the 1500s, during feudalism, the rich and the powerful co-opted a lot of faith leaders to do their biddings and to tell the poor to accept their conditions, right? During enslavement of African people, we had a whole lot of folks who were preachers and ministers who were justifying the enslavement. However, and every single one of those parts of history, there was a group of faith leaders and people in the community who said, what you're doing is wrong. You're complicit. You sold out to Constantine. You sold out us who are here, godly people, to the rich and the powerful during the feudalism. And you had enslaved people who said that is the slave religion. That is not the religion of our ancestors. That's not the religion of Jesus that calls us to liberation and freedom. And I affirm what you say to say, we still have that same system today. I called out one of the preachers who were at the press conference with him. His name was Pastor Bartley. He stood up there and blessed state violence against protesters. He said that he was thankful that I was tear gassed outside by the state police. He literally came out here and just did a performance selfie and tried to act like he's in solidarity when I called him out and I said, you demonize our sisters and brothers who are out here and you've never been out here one time. My point is saying, we have to hold them accountable. We have to call them out. But more importantly, we have to reclaim the faith. We can't allow them to hold on to the faith and say that this is it is. No, we have to say that they're wrong. We have to say that Jesus would not be in that business. And if Jesus was here, he would not be with the state. He would not be with Newark.
Amen.
He would not be with the governor. He would not be with Trump. He would be with the people. Why? Because the state end up killing him. He knows that the state is violent, right? When you hear Jesus talk about the conditions in the prisons, that is a critique of the government. That is not him just salary. He is critiquing the government. And my point is saying they will continue to exist. We need to wake up. We need to ask questions.
Hell
we
yeah.
need to challenge them. And if your pastor and your priest or your imam or your rabbi is complicit, then you move from them and you stand with the people.
My last question to you, and if you don't mind, I want you to look right into the camera because I think this one's important. You know, I'm not religious. I'm a Jew. I go to holidays, but that's about it. Maybe it's because I'm just cynical, right? But I respect religion. But something that has bothered me for not just under the Trump era, but my entire life paying attention to politics is the political movement that supports this. A large portion of them claim to be God-fearing Christians. Yeah. Evangelicals are one of the voting bloc that got Donald Trump elected in the first place. And again, I'm not religious, but it seems out of step to me. How can, 25, 30% of the country, if that anymore, that is supporting this, that is saying this is, law and order and, these people are the worst of the worst. How can they proclaim that they are God-fearing, practicing Christians when in reality, it just seems to me to be Christian fundamentalism and zealotry?
Yeah. Again, I think you're spot on with your analysis. The way I look at it from historical standpoint, I'll just continue looking at history. History has always shown us that, number one, that slavery wasn't just because people were evil. It was because people made a whole lot of money. And what we have during the times of slavery, and I'm giving context of American slavery, you had a whole lot of people who then in the religious faith, in the Christian community, where it became a way of making money, of proselytizing and converting groups, and then quote unquote going on missions. So we have a whole economy that was built on people's economic interests, not their spiritual connection to God. And the reason why I bring that up is because what we see being professed today is a continuation of what Frederick Douglass says, the slaveholders' religion, not true Christianity. And what does that mean? That means that people will use quote unquote religious terms in order to justify their means to make profits, to be in power, to dehumanize other people, or to affirm corporate interests, not in humanity. And so when I see people like Trump and other Democrats or independents or whoever the case is can say that they believe in God on one hand, and at the same time dehumanize and call for the arrest of undocumented immigrants, I know that you're not serving to serve God as me. When I can see you say that you believe in God and you call for the brutalization of citizens by the state's hand, I know you're not serving the same God as me. And so I just believe that I think the hardest thing to do is to say someone that professes your faith is actually not practicing the faith. And I'm comfortable doing that. And I hope that everybody else is. And I would say the last thing I would say is the number one measure of whether somebody's practicing Christianity is whether or not they are living the gospel of Jesus Christ. You can quote all the other scriptures you want, but if you're not living the gospel, it's impossible to serve Christ.
You got me ready to convert. You got me ready. I hope my Jewish father, Zionist as he is, isn't watching, because I might be converting soon. Thank you, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Do you have his contact? Okay. Did I give you my card? Let me exchange info.
Wow, that guy had some really, really great words to say. Amen. You cannot detain our spirit. Guys, thank you so much for watching me, being here with me on this almost 3-hour stream. So I appreciate y'all watching with me. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to continue to cover this, guys. I guess they're exchanging information still.
All right, folks, we're almost done here, but I wanted to speak with, smash the like button, share this live stream, tilt the camera a little bit. So this is Gabriela Soto, and maybe some of you have not been watching since the beginning of the ICE hunger strike, but I would say you are the leading force that kind of started or helped organize the protests outside. Your husband, Martin Soto, unfortunately, was held hostage in here for several months. And as retaliation, Geo Group and ICE re-abducted him and moved him about 20 minutes down the street to Elizabeth ICE prison, which, if you don't know, the Elizabeth ICE prison was supposed to close, but the Biden administration actually helped keep it open. So it's not just Trump, unfortunately. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's only Republicans. No, the Biden administration stepped in. We're sitting, you're pregnant, so, and it's hot out. But tell me about, we know that about 2 weeks ago now, they took Martin and sent him they took Martin and sent him to Elizabeth. The ICE has been trying to kind of create charges against him for quote unquote attacking.
And me too.
And you too. So tell me about what's been happening.
So I have over 30 pending criminal charges.
Wow.
Which is kind of funny because one of them is attempted suicide in front of a federal agency. I don't know how it's attempted suicide if I was just standing in front of a bus. Like the van was not even moving.
So they're trying to charge you federally with trying to commit suicide outside of Delaney Hall?
Yeah, when the van was moving my husband, the van was not moving. I was just in front trying to say, stop, just get him out. The van was not moving. How is that attempted suicide? I don't understand.
And what are some of the other charges there?
Wow.
What was it? It was the property damage to a federal vehicle for over $100K. Endangerment to...
Saying you damaged a federal vehicle?
All I did was get my phone and like tap on a window. That's not property damage. What else? Endangerment to the federal agency.
By standing outside demanding your husband be released?
Probably that. They didn't give any explanation. What was it? Possession of weapon in front of a federal agency. I don't know what weapon I could have had. I mean, I had my phone, but that's about it.
Well, apparently in the Trump administration, your phone is now a weapon, and they're also using our phones to spy on us anyway. And Martin, they clearly retaliated against him. He was one of the first prisoners to be transferred out of here was the first one. And when he was moved into Elizabeth, what has been the conditions? Because my understanding, he's basically been in solitary for a lot of it.
He's been in solitary for 3 weeks since May 25th until like a couple days ago. Now he is in a unit, but the bad thing about that is that they're not. Everybody else goes out for recreation time. He's the only one that's not allowed because they don't want him socializing with over.
Yeah, I saw your email, buddy.
A lot of people, I
I'll
would
respond
say.
to you after I'm done with my stream here.
So basically, they moved him out of here as retaliation. Then they put him in solitary confinement as out of retaliation, and now they won't let him join other prisoners in recreation as retaliation.
I think he's almost done here anyway.
He still can't order commissary. He can only have phone calls. That's about it. Like, he's limited on everything. He's in a unit, but he's very limited. The whole thing is just farce. And how you mentioned it was not just the Trump administration, it was the Biden administration also. Then again, I mean, Biden kind of was a puppet for the Republicans because they basically used him to do whatever they wanted, which is not. I honestly, you can't be even more mad about it because you have to be more mad because they're using these people who have good intentions. You don't even know their intentions, but any politician that wants to do good, they're just trying to knock them down. And that is wrong with the system because we are giving these people power over us. Just a couple of days ago, like they raised the amount of fundings for detention centers.
$71 billion they're giving to ICE, Border Patrol,
wow,
prisons like this.
And it's like
$71 billion.
I don't understand why people are trying to deport Americans that have even residency. Like, I'm not just advocating for my own husband. I'm advocating for a lot of detainees. There's a detention center in Delhi that has kids. There's 50 kids that are between the ages of 1 and 3, and the rest are just older kids. But how are you doing this? Like,
I should mention about that, the Delhi ICE camp that they have hundreds of children, the viral, super popular children's YouTuber, Miss Rachel, who also came down here, by the way, a few days ago. She's been down to Delhi, and she posted this morning that Congressman Joaquin Castro is now putting forth some type of legislation to close Delhi because it has hundreds of kids and horrific conditions inside.
yes, but they have to free those kids before they even close down a detention center. And I think that's what the politicians are not understanding what we're trying to say. Our message is not just to close Delaney Hall, close the detention centers. Our message is to free the people first, because if you just close down the center, they're just going to keep distributing those people like they're some like they're a package. Like they're just going to continue taking these people to different detention centers that have space.
Well, that's what they're doing here. Over the last 48 hours, they've moved we're told between 300 and 400 prisoners, Colorado, Louisiana, Pennsylvania. They're just kind of moving them, like you just said, like packages.
Yes, and that's horrible because these people don't deserve this. I was in EDC like about a week ago. A man that was here when he was 1, he got deported to a country that's not his, in Mexico. And he spent over 30 years in this country. Like, how are you deporting people that have been here for over 20, 30 years, who have been in this country, given their life to this country, supported this country, paid taxes for this country, did what they had to do, and you're still deporting them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand how Trump says he wants to make America great again, because at the end of the day, if you deport all immigrants, so let's just picture this. If you deport all immigrants, okay, what is that? Is that what a great America looks like? No, because the Americans that are so-called Americans, they're also black, they're Asian, they're Hispanics. People who are born here. What is an American at this point? What is it? Is it someone who was born here or someone who is white? What is an American? Because Trump has never made it clear. He just says he wants to make America great again with American citizens. But what is that? Because he doesn't like people of color. He only likes people that are white. He's only supporting the white Americans who are so-called Americans. But so what are you going to do with the other people that are out of color, that are of color, and that are Americans that were born here and have parents that were born here and have grandparents that were born here? What is going to happen to those generations? Like what? Like I want to have the president answer that for me. I want the Republicans to answer that for me. What is a great America? What is it? Because America, as I'm aware, America is a country of love and hope. It's a freedom. We made these constitutions, we made these amendments, we made this country the best that it can be with our power, with people power. We made it through generations. We passed so many generations. We sacrificed. We made changes throughout the times when there was slavery, when there was, like, this goes back hundreds and thousands of years, generations back. And one president, two presidents, three presidents are going to corrupt the whole system just so that they can have more money, more funding, just for their benefits. At this point, you don't even want to speak about a great American or a great America. You just want to speak about just having more funding for your family, your friends, and your circle. That's all you're trying to do. So if you want to be honest about why you're in power, why you're running, then say the truth. Say it. I'm not running to make America great again. I'm running because this is going to give me power. This is going to give me money. This is going to give me funding. Say the truth. What is it so hard to say the truth? The little girl that gave me this little bracelet, she...
Show the camera. What is this?
Free Delaney.
Free Delaney, the bracelet says.
A little girl, the little girl that was going viral, Nayeli. She gave me this as a hope that my husband's gonna get freed. She was like saying, we cannot be afraid of them. She was telling me they won't last not even 1 minute in there.
I want to show people. John.
Wow.
So the little girl, Nayeli.
Oh, amazing.
We interviewed her and she got kind of viral. Her father is in there. He went in there with
So
type
sad.
2 diabetes, and now he has type 1. And his mother, her mother has been threatened by ICE guards with sexual assault. She gave you this bracelet.
She gave it to me because she said that I gave her the strength and power to not be scared of ICE agents. A 10-year-old little girl. I don't want to take credit for giving a 10-year-old girl confidence because that comes from the heart. That's her own self getting power. A lot of people give me credit for starting a movement and whatever. I don't want to take the credit for this because I'm not doing this for credibility. I'm doing this because I am tired. I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but I'm just tired of the fucked up system we have. You can beep that out.
We're live, and you can curse like a sailor. I would say fucked up, corrupt system, but go ahead.
Yes, I would say the same thing. Oh, thank you. We got a letter from the Women's Center, and I'm going to speak this off record because I've been so in touch with you.
We're live, so if you don't want to say it, don't.
That is fine. And I've been so in touch with you, and I've always had you on my side. And every time there was some news, I would just text you like, "Hey, come down." So the women's released a letter a couple days ago.
Women in here.
Yes, in Delaney Hall. One of the things that really bothered me about the whole thing was that their point of retaliation was that they were getting sexually assaulted by the guards. Speaking from somebody that actually was raped in my past, that kind of bothers me. And it doesn't just bother me, it makes me really, really angry to know that just because you have power, you are sexually abusing these people.
I just want to add, we've heard horrifying stories of female prisoners at other ICE prisons around the country go in not pregnant, and a couple months later they're pregnant inside.
That's what's wrong with the system.
Wow.
When you get sexually abused when you're a kid, you can't do anything. You're a kid, you don't know what's happening. That's what happened to me. But when you're an adult and you can fight it, but you have guards holding you down, forcefully, sexually abusing you, that just makes me even more angry. That guards, that these disgusting men have the decency, have the urge, what is it that you have to, are you that unhappy with your life that you have to cause pain, sexual pain to a woman? It disgusts me to understand, to even know that this is what happens in these detention centers. Father's Day is about to pass. Father's Day is about to come. And there's 5 units of grandfathers, fathers, children, husbands, sons, great-grandfathers, uncles. They're about to miss Father's Day because they're in a detention center. When it was Mother's Day, it was only 1 unit. It was only the girls. It was only the girls' unit. But now there's more than 90% of the facility that's men. How can you live with yourself to understand that this is the places that we are paying for with our tax dollars? We need more people. We need to call out our mayors just the same way they did with the Jersey City mayor. He is divesting from Citizens Bank. That is something that we should all continue to do.
So you know what she's talking about. Jersey City, there's been pressure on them to divest because Citizens Bank is essentially invested, has financial relationships with contractors for ICE. So they have been pushing them to divest, and recently Jersey City said they would.
Yes, we should push for more communities, for more towns, for more counties to continue divesting in Citizens Bank. Because the logic here is, if you take your money out of Citizens Bank, they're not going to get funding. They're going to go to another bank. But with all the media attention happening towards all of these banks are not going to want to invest if they know they're going to lose clients. They're going to continue losing more and more money, more clients. So we need to stop making this something small out of just a community, but we need to make this as big as the country is. We need to continue spreading this word out that these banks, these organizations, these people, we have to continue to stop these people. There's people that are proud Americans that they just try to amplify or cause more chaos when there's protesting. So what is your goal here? The whole point of this protest is not to cause more problems, is to de-escalate, but put more pressure on ICE to release these people. And what the media is getting wrong is that
Blue line, welcome.
Before we close down any detention center, we need to free the people.
There's
Free
not
them
too much.
is the first goal. and then
they're getting
shutting
ready
it
to
down.
wrap
Because if we
things
shut
up.
it down, people are
But
just going to get
this
transported
woman
to
is kind of
different
the
detention
start of this whole
facilities.
movement.
And their deportation statuses are going to move even quicker. We
She's
can't
got a
have
really
that.
sad
We can't let
story
that happen.
talking about all the
We
women
need
that's being
more
assaulted in the
help
prisons and
to know our stance, to still be united and still continue making more change happen. Because we can't continue just standing with Delaney Hall or Dilly or any other detention center. We need to continue working with every single detention center. We need to free the fathers and mothers because they do not have any criminal record. They don't. If they had a criminal record, even if they did, they should get a just system. No one deserves to be locked up. The Trump administration won't last even a minute, just like Nayeli even said. They won't last a minute in there because they know that this Crow Foods and all of these other companies that give them food, quote unquote food, they're not good. They're not going to last not even a day in there. The conditions in each of these detention centers is bad. That's why they don't let regular people do inspection. That's why they don't let press go in and record what's happening inside. They only let certain people, Congress or Senates, to go and do oversight visits because it's in their right.
I want to ask you, you obviously got attention when you were out here. Have you had any has the governor's office contacted you? Senators? Has the local politicians tried to help you with your husband, particularly since he's been moved to Elizabeth?
I think that
Don't hold back.
I think that they helped that first few days after he's been moved to EDC, but after that, his name just disappeared from their platform. I agree that people need to be freed and that we should speak about these families, but I think the reason why they should continue speaking about my husband is because he was the first one to be retaliated on, not the first one moved, because that was a form of retaliation, yes. But on the 22nd, when the protest started right here, 2 hours after the protest ended or the rally ended, they asked my husband in the security room, in the management office, my bad, if we release you right now, will you tell your wife to stop the protest outside? That was 2 hours after we ended.
So they gave him the option of freedom if he would try to tell you to end the protest.
Yes. So it's like,
He said no.
He said no comment. The second question was, did you know your wife was organizing the protest outside? He said no comment. And the last one, before he got sent to his cell and locked in there for hours, was, did you start the strike inside? He said no comment. He just wants to go to his cell. They took that literally, and they locked him in his cell for several hours. That was the first part of retaliation. That's how it started. So I think that the Senate, Congress, I think legislators, all of these people of power need to do something more for my husband, because they retaliated on him by the flyer stating my name, organized by Gabriela Soto. So they retaliated on my husband. And it's not fair that he was in isolation, that they had to move him. They had to do a whole diversion just to move him out of this facility, while Rob Menendez was still inside trying to see my husband. Like, how are you denying access to a congressman to see my husband when he was still inside? Like, how are you doing that? But it was ICE that wanted to do that. So we need to put more pressure on our power of people of people of power, our Senate, our Congress, we need to put, we know that they have a lot on their plate. We know that. But they need to understand that these people who have been started getting retaliated on, they need freedom. Not only my husband, but the sick, the elderly, the young. These people are the people that need to be freed at most.
And I just spoke with a wife. Her husband had sepsis, and they were refusing to bring him to the hospital until he was nearly dropping dead. And they only gave him Pepto-Bismol while he had internal bleeding. Women have miscarried inside here. There's prisoners with severe kidney issues. And it seems that ICE doesn't want to pay for hospitalization. Geo Group doesn't want to pay, and they're just willing to let them.
That's what's wrong with the system. That's why the system is broken. The system is severely broken, and it needs to be fixed. But it can't just be fixed overnight, or in 1 year, or in 2 years. I'm sorry to say this, but we need to get our president out. I honestly want to believe that our president has some good in his heart, that something had to go wrong in his life, that he hates people this much. I honestly have to believe that, because I cannot understand how someone hates people this much. Something had to go wrong in his life for him to despise people this much. Something had to go wrong. That is what I choose to believe, because I cannot understand how someone can just choose this horrible action on some people.
My last question, but I also want to point out, like so many of these spouses, the breadwinner of her family, her husband, is locked up. So economically, things have been really tough for you, just to pay the bills. Not to mention, now they're pinning all these charges on you and your husband. So I do want to point out you have a GoFundMe, and you're hoping for help for your provide for your children, but also you're going to have to defend yourself now, unfortunately. Can you tell people, and we'll put the link, whoever's working behind the scenes, if you could just Google Gabriela Soto GoFundMe and put the link in the super chat, whatever, but tell people how they could help you.
The charges are still pending. I really hope to God that they don't get accepted. Then again, ICE is incredible, you know? They are very unpredictable.
I have never heard of somebody being charged with trying to kill themselves in front of a federal agent. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that, and I've never heard of that being suggested as a crime. Usually, if that's the case, you would send somebody for mental health, but not charge them with a crime. That's insane to me.
It is. It's very insane to understand, like, the lengths ICE goes to just charge these people for these actions. Like, it's like, why would you just do these things? Like, they are tearing us down. They are mentally breaking us. They are physically breaking us. These people who are detained, they are the main source of income. That affects a household. There's a mother that was here in the rally on May 22nd, that she was 2 weeks from giving birth and her husband was detained. She had to go through labor alone. The birth certificate doesn't have a father in it yet because the father's still detained. These things, I'm not even just trying to advocate for just my husband. I'm trying to advocate for the innocent human beings inside these places. I would be, if you think that I was crazy just trying to protect my husband here, imagine if my kids were in the detention center in Delhi. I would even, like, you would see me all over the news. You would see me doing even more than I was doing for my husband. I think I would be charged with over 50 criminal charges at that point. because there is nothing a mother doesn't do for their kids. There's mothers suffering because their kids are in those detention centers. In the Bible, you protect your spouse and your kids. And that is what I'm trying to do every single day that I am fighting for this. Because I am trying to advocate and fight for the freedom of these people, not just my husband. Because there is nothing I wouldn't do for their freedom. Arrest me. If that is something you want to do to make change happen, arrest me. Arrest me if that is what you want to do. If you really want to make change happen, if you really think that arresting people, innocent people, is going to make change happen, arrest me. Free these people and arrest me. You will have the worst nightmare of your life if you arrest me. Because you will have so many people out there trying to fight for me. Because I was the one that really wanted the freedom for these people. We want a lot of freedoms for these people. But these people are scared of ICE. Families are scared. They're tormented by it. They grow fear in it because of retaliation.
My last question, how are your kids doing? I know this has been very difficult for them.
My daughter, she just says dad. She wants dad home. She knows that Father's Day is coming up. She's saying that why does dad have to keep working? Why can't he just come home?
They think he's at work.
They think he's at work. They think that he's working to save for their puppy. Because my daughter really wanted her puppy for her birthday, which was in February. So that is the picture that we framed for her about all of this happening. I mean, they do work, but they get paid $1 a day. So, I mean, you really are not getting anything out of it. And my daughter, she's just upset. She wants dad home. She has to undergo a gastro surgery, and the judge, Shauna Chen, doesn't think that that's a good reason to release her father. Why? Why? It's a surgery for a minor. It's hard to understand how these people are getting thrilled over the pain and suffering of us. I don't understand it. I don't know. I can't understand it.
Thank you for taking the time again. I'm sorry you're continuing to go through this, but we'll stay in touch with you. So that's Gabriella. Hi, Nayeli. Is your mom here? Okay. Oh. Can I talk to you guys again? So this is the viral sensation, Nayeli. We interviewed her. We'll take a little credit, and you got around the internet, if you remember, because you told ICE agents what you thought of them. What do you feel? You got a lot of attention from people around the country, and a lot of people liked what you had to say.
I feel really happy, and one thing I want to say is that if they want to arrest people, why are they arresting these people? Arrest Trump first. Let's arrest Trump and then the ICE agents, and then come after the people.
Why would you like them to arrest the president first?
God bless her.
Because the president thinks that he's all cool when he really isn't. We all think that he should get arrested just because he needs to deserve what these people are deserving. These people aren't eating for months now. They're not allowing us to do visitations. It's been 2 months that we haven't, 1 month that we haven't seen our dad. And it's crazy because they're not allowing us to do visitation. Let's arrest them first and then go after the bad people. Not the good people, the bad people. The people that actually should get arrested.
How do you think the president and some of his friends, do you think they would last that long inside Delaney Hall?
No, they would at least last like 10 seconds at least. because there's no way that Trump is allowing this to happen to other family members. All these family members
So
do
sweet.
not deserve this.
So sweet.
And I feel as much as they feel because
Mm.
it's not fair because like these people they think that it's like that it's fine in there, that there's nothing happening, but there really is things that are happening. There's people that aren't eating, there's people that just are fighting in there. My dad, we haven't seen him for a month, and it's crazy because my dad has diabetes and they're not giving him the things that he needs.
Oh.
And it's
I'm
crazy
breaking.
because
Yeah, from a kid.
what they're saying to these people and what they're doing is just crazy because these people, they keep on rubbing their vans and they keep on taking people out of there, and they're taking these people somewhere else.
Mm.
And it's not fair because my dad does not, well, actually none of these people don't deserve this.
You know, I don't know if you know this, but the president likes to say he wants to make America great again. Do you feel like right now America is great?
No. Because I feel like Trump needs to get arrested before we all get arrested because it's crazy that they're taking all these family members away, and these families, yeah, they're separating families. And my
Sweet
bus
girl.
driver, she said to call Trump diaper boy.
Diaper Don?
Yep. Because all these people, all the old people wear diapers. Especially him. He's like in his hundreds.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, he really does need to retire.
Yes.
And it's crazy because it's not fair to these family members that they're getting pepper sprayed, they're getting hit with rubber bullets, they're getting hit with batons. It's not okay. I feel like Trump needs to get arrested first before we do.
Can you talk about your dad? What kind of daddy is he? Is he good to you and your brother? Does he treat you right? Does he, tell us a little bit about him?
So he does have diabetes. They're not giving him his insulin, the things that he needs, and he was a great father. My brother has 3 types of epilepsy, and they knew that he has like epilepsy, and they took him, and he was such a good guy. His machine costs $3,000 for his machine, and they took my father, and he was such a wonderful dad. He would always, every time we would get back from school, he would be like, "I love you." And how was school?
So heartbreaking.
Now I don't
hearing
even
this
feel
shit.
like that. Every time I come back from home, I don't know if it's just
People
me,
that voted
but
for this
I
criminal
always
to
go
be
bed
behind
early. I used
White House.
to never go to bed early when he was here, and now it's like I think it's the stress that's happening because they took my father, and now I really don't get that much sleep.
You feel kind of sad?
Yeah, every time I'm in school, it's like I cry every day just because my dad is detained. They're not feeding him the right things that he needs, and they're feeding him things that are bad for these people. And every time I come back from school, I just like fall asleep by myself. I literally, every time, you know how like those people like cry and then they fall asleep? That's how I do. I do that every day. And I fall myself to sleep because these people, these people keep on starting fights, and it's not okay because of Geo, now we have no visitation. And it's crazy because now these people that work here, they really do need to get detained. it's not fair to these family members that they have to feel like this. It feels like there was somebody that was like dead or something.
And if I had the power to get the president out here for a few minutes, what would you say to him? What would be your message to the president?
To release all these people now, not next year, not in a couple months, not in a few years, now, like right now.
I'm a parent. I'm just curious, how do you feel to see your daughter out here basically being more brave and more intelligent than a lot of these adults that claim this is all okay?
I mean, it is very upsetting to see my daughter vouch her opinion. Every time she speaks,
Badass, I'll say.
Yeah, every time she speaks, I'm in tears because we need more children out here to vouch their opinion and to speak up on how they feel. I know there's a lot of parents and a lot of children that they're scared that maybe they'll be retaliated against, because we've seen that there's been parents that get retaliated. I love what my daughter does, and I absolutely cannot take it from her. And she can speak her opinion. She could speak her, just whatever she wants to voice. She's welcome to voice it.
Well, if Diaper Dawn starts trending and money comes from it, we'll make sure it goes to her.
We surely miss my husband. We want him to come home. It's been a nightmare not having my husband around. Especially with my son's condition. Again, I took my son a couple days to the hospital, and I was advised that we need to have the dog service, which it's going for $8,000 just to have the dog serviced for my son as a service dog. So we're going through a lot of mixed emotions, knowing that we have lost income. We have lost the breadwinner of the house.
Just so the audience knows, your son is on a life support machine.
Yeah, so he's on a life support ventilator machine. He's 6 years old, and he has 2 types of epilepsy. He has epilepsy and chronic seizures, which is more severe. Just the care itself and the supplies, monthly supplies, could go anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 monthly.
This is a good segue. If the audience is watching, you do have a GoFundMe. We posted it under her viral video, but I'm not sure everybody saw it. For those who are behind the camera right now, Jenny, Colin, if we could put it up. Deborah Gomez, I assume, it's under.
So I have it under Gilberto.
We'll show you on camera, but I just want people to know, because in addition to the inhumanity, this is extremely impossible economically to stay afloat for these loved ones of prisoners. A lot of the prisoners are the breadwinners of the family. Children have severe medical issues. We're talking facing eviction for a lot of these loved ones. So if there's anything people could do, you could support through GoFundMe, etc.
The only thing that
It's just zoom in.
the only thing I ask, even if it means a dollar counts. All the money being raised will go to my son's medical supplies. We're in need of ventilator tubes, ventilator masks. We're in need of filters that do cost around $600 to $1,000. Also, anything that helps will also go towards his dog. He has a dog that needs to be serviced. So even just sharing our story would mean a lot to us. I would really appreciate if people could share my GoFundMe, and any little help would just be appreciated, and everything will go towards my child that is on a ventilator machine.
We'll put the link to the GoFundMe in the description. So if you can't get it from the screenshot, we'll put the link in the description.
My son, he's on his tubes. He is on his tubes. I mean, it's a son that my son stops breathing within 15 to 30 times a night. It's a severe case. We have day operations. We have done surgeries. We have done everything possibly we could do, but there's no other solution but him having a machine that dad pays out of pocket, which costs around $80,000 just for the machine to keep my son alive.
My last question, which is a dumb one. How are you holding up? Because I know this is horrible to go through, and you're also driving here 2 hours several times a week.
So I do come every weekend, and I come right now. I thought visitations were Thursdays. We're being turned down for the visitations, which is not fair because the last little bit of the last little bit of money that I have, I either put it towards gas or tolls. Sometimes I do DoorDash and I put more into gas than what I actually make on DoorDash. And being turned down is very upsetting, and it's very sad because I don't know until I get here if there's visitations or not. It's just like come in for visitation hours and getting turned down. So it doesn't help me to be motivated. And how I'm standing up right now, I'm going through eviction because I'm pouring everything to my son's medical equipment, medical supplies, the nursing, his appointments. So I'm facing homelessness right now. I'm in process of getting evicted.
How much money right now through GoFundMe would help kind of take the edge off a little bit?
So I owe $8,000 for the dog to be serviced, and then I need medical supplies. So I put my GoFundMe at $20,000 because the supplies that he needs can go anywhere from $800 to $1,000, between $600 and then $1,000 per like filters. The mask can go for like $400. So everything he needs, it just adds up. I'm also not receiving any assistance. I'm struggling with food. I'm struggling with a lot of things. Thanks to these people here out in Delaney Hall, for the organizations that help out with gift cards, that help out with providing little bags of food. It just helps, and it means a lot to us.
I know the people that are watching are broke themselves, but any amount does help. We're talking. Hold on one second. So here. Hold on one second.
Oh.
So ICE is coming out.
What is happening here? Oh shit.
Don't know what exactly they're doing.
What the fuck? What are they doing?
They're waving at somebody. So they are.
What the hell?
They're. It looks like they're coming out in order to clear the road for ICE vehicles, Geo Group vehicles. Hard to know whose vehicles these are. And these ICE agents, I'll say, definitely look different than the ones that were here in the beginning. They look more, they have more weapons on them, it seems, than they did 2 weeks ago. Some of them look older because the ones that were out here 2 weeks ago were certainly.
You should be ashamed of the job that you guys have. Shame on you, my brother. Shame on you for the job that you picked.
Protect them with their gloves.
Shame on you. Shame on you for the job that you picked. There's plenty of jobs out here, and this is the job that you picked. You're supposed to be our brothers and sisters of color. Of color. You're of color.
Body armor and
this is the job that you picked. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah, crawl into your little fucking hole.
Whoever's behind the camera, if you could clip that, clip the ICE agents coming out and that whole interaction.
What a shame of the jobs that they're picked. There's plenty of jobs out here, and this is the job that they picked to separate families. This is not okay. Not everybody that are in the United States are criminals. Not everybody.
Wow.
Let's go after the real
line.
criminals. There's plenty of real criminals out there, but you don't see them going after the real criminals. You see them going after people that can't voice, people that can't stick up for themselves. That's who the people that you see. This is what I'm talking about. We have no visitation. We have no access to going in. The government has no access nor to go in. How does that make us feel? How does that make us worry? I don't go to sleep at night thinking anything can happen to my husband. I'm so disappointed and I'm sick of everything that they're doing to these people.
To be clear, you're driving 2 hours to get here.
To be turned down.
I don't want to get you hit by a truck.
Turned down for visitation. 2 hours I drive, which there's supposedly there's visitations on Thursday. I get here and then we get turned down.
Wow.
This is not okay. This is not fair. How is this okay? At least the least that they could do is just update on a website and say, hey, there's no visitation until further notice. Or hey, there's no visitation to a certain day.
Please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't.
I have to take
please.
my kids out of school.
It helps.
3 hours early.
Try to get to 3,000
and
really
prepare them
try
to
and grow
come
the
see
channel,
their dad
guys.
because
Thank
they
y'all.
can't go in tight pants. They can't go in certain clothes in Delaney Hall. So I have to go home, get them changed, and then prepare them to come.
Wow.
So it's time affecting my children in school. These days that I pull my kids out early, it affects them in school. So thanks to ICE and thanks to our lovely president, I have missing days because my children dearly miss their father.
Can I also ask you, I don't want to scare you, but do you even know if your husband's still in there? Because they've been transporting people out overnight the last few
Honestly,
nights.
some
Were you
people are
able to
telling me
talk to
that
him at all
those
today?
cars
So
could
I
be
do
there.
talk to him. He is here.
Some people say that they could be in those cars.
I just tell him, stay out the way, keep out of the way, and
I just have to think from like families' perspectives. It's got to be terrifying when you're hearing they're transporting people out in vans, and until you get to speak with them, you don't know if they've been moved.
So as of my understanding, they moved over 100 people like last night. So I don't know.
At 300 the day or two before.
I don't know what they're planning to do, but to me, it's a little bit sketchy that they have something to hide, that they're moving people. Why are you moving people? If Delaney Hall is not
Because they're trying to
a
get
bad
rid of the
place that
people. They're trying to get rid of
claiming
you.
it
They're
is,
trying to get rid of the
why are you
protesters.
moving these loved ones out of
They're
state?
trying to be like, all right, well,
Far
no
away
one's
from
here,
us,
so
for what?
leave.
We come here not to create
But they're going to put them
issues,
all over the fucking
not
country
to bring issues
and not tell them
but
where
to
they're
see our
going.
loved ones.
So they're getting
These ICE
recaptured and
agents, the way they come out
redeported.
and they come out all like stocky and like they want to do something or they want to hurt somebody, it just fears anybody to get up and to tell them, like I was telling them, they should be ashamed of the job that they picked.
Yeah.
There are brothers and sisters. We should be united as Hispanics. We should be united. It doesn't matter what país or what country or wherever you come from. We should be united. We should stick up for one
We all
another.
share the same planet.
By the way, just
Same
so people
planet.
know, the GoFundMe for Deborah and her kids
Coexist.
Is in the description. We put it in the description. We'll put it in the super chat again. But please, any amount. I know that occasionally there's a heavy hitter or two in our chat who blesses us with a donation. Not often. In this case, give it to her, not status quo. So to help a little bit.
And I just want to say thank you to a lot of the news reporters. You guys are one of them. I also want to thank Telemundo, New York Times Square, even Miss Rachel for all the support and all the love that we have been receiving. Even just you guys checking up on our family and making sure we're okay and hanging in there. It means a lot to us that complete strangers come and ask us if we're okay. It truly means a lot to us. And I want to thank Miss Rachel for taking the time out of her day to come here and speak to the children at Delaney Hall. That meant the world to us, and it meant the world to my children for Miss Rachel to come.
They got to speak.
Yeah, they got to speak with her and they got to meet her. And Miss Rachel did donate to our GoFundMe.
And Miss Rachel, by the way, we've been trying to get in touch with you. So if you're watching or anyone around Miss Rachel, we'd love to speak with you. Not for our own purposes, but to obviously getting more. If she's involved, there's more attention on it. Last question. What's your message to anybody watching? Obviously, you've seen kind of the actual physical protests. The numbers have dwindled, which is, I think, what they want. They want to kind of suppress and diminish the protests. What's your message to people watching?
Well, that's what they're doing by moving them.
You know, that this is kind of dying down, and what do you want people around the country to do?
I just want justice. I want these families to be heard. I want people to be released instead of them being moved to different states. Why not release them? If they don't have a criminal background, let's release them. They should be released. You have pregnant women outside waiting for their husbands. You have pregnant women inside being mistreated and not getting the care that they properly need. Let's take care of our sisters and brothers, mothers, like my friend right here. I don't want to disclose her name, but let's bring her husband and release her husband so she can be united with her baby that she's going to be expecting soon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, folks. I don't know how long we've been live at this point. 3 hours. We're going to go get some food. Couple things. Number one, this is day 20 of the ongoing hunger and labor strike. I know that there's been some kind of stuff put out there that it ended. The overall prison, not every prisoner is on a hunger strike, but I, to be clear, as far as I'm concerned, as long as there are some still abstaining from eating, I would say it's still happening. So there are, from what I've been told by several of the top organizers, there are still prisoners that are involved in the hunger strike. There are still prisoners that are involved in the labor strike. They are essentially trying to re-abduct the rest of the prisoners inside Delaney Hall, transfer them out. As far, I hate to put it this way, but I would say they're just moving the inventory. It's almost like treating these humans like Amazon packages. They're just moving them out here, sending them to gulags in Louisiana, in Colorado, in Pennsylvania, and elsewhere. At least to try until they could try and kill the protests. They could say, there's nobody left here. Why are you still protesting? But to be clear, that doesn't mean that they're released and free. They're just moving them to other prisons. They're not free. They're just transferring them to other prisons. There are speculation, fear that with the World Cup starting, I believe, does the World Cup start today? I think it's today or tomorrow. Yeah. But with the World Cup starting now in the tri-state area, there's games at MetLife in Jersey. There's games all over the area. There's games in LA. But there's fears that ICE, Border Patrol, the Trump administration is going to increase the raids, not outside the stadium, but in the community.
Right.
So as they clear people out of here, they move prisoners to other places. There's fears that they're just going to refill the bed, so to speak, with those that they abduct during the World Cup. So JT is coming up here. He's going to be here tomorrow. Him and John are going to kind of voyage around. They'll cover what's going on outside Delaney. They'll cover what's going on in the streets. We need your support. I know that everybody watching, it's hard with, paying your bills, covering expenses for your kids, GoFundMes. But if you can, we cannot continue at this pace live every night on the ground here. We're also trying to be on the ground in DC on Sunday to cover protests outside Trump's ridiculous UFC fight in front of the White House.
Wow.
So please, if you can, we are a small independent outlet that does not have funding from Geo Group. We'd love funding for Miss Rachel if you're watching. Love you.
Me too.
My daughter watches you. But if you can, all we're begging, $5 a month, statuscoup.com/join, 16 cents a day, statuscoup.com/join. We need to gain at least 40 to 50 paid members a day.
Yeah, for sure. They earned it, man. They've been there every day.
16 cents a day. That's all we're asking.
Either recording or streaming it.
And if you're already a member, donate if you can. statuscoup.com/donate. Before we end, we'll just show this one more time. The stormtroopers are coming back out. It seems they come out every 10, 15 minutes now.
Oh, they're back
to
out.
Clear the road.
There they come.
So that their
fucking pigs.
ICE vehicles.
Oh,
They're clearing
trash.
the road for ICE vehicles.
Trash. All of
CDC,
you are trash.
We've seen this before. Some of them have
Well, he's got a stick out
American masks on that are eerily eerily similar to kind of Oath Keepers or Proud Boy type of masks we've seen.
Yep.
A lot of them are in pretty thick military gear, so they're blocking the road.
Fucking pigs. Get a real job.
Do this to children. How the fuck did anybody end up so fucking pussy? Unreal. You guys fucking helping kids. Are you raping kids? How could you help them do it?
Yep.
Are you raping kids? Are you raping kids?
16 cents a day.
He's saying, "Are you raping kids? Are you raping kids?"
Let's go
The
up
ICE
north.
agents are saying, "Step back, step back."
Stop helping motherfucking demons.
You see this shit?
You fucking empty loser pieces of shit. Soulless sacks of dog shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? You can never pretend to be Christian or properly American.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
I'm fucking out here. I'm from Kansas. We're going to come from wherever the fuck it takes. My full name is Robert Cody Billings, and I'm not afraid of any of you. Donald Trump is the Antichrist, and you are his soldiers. You fucking losers. You fucking pussy losers.
Yeah, go to their YouTube page and they'll have a link to everything. All the girls, all the victims, Cash App, all their GoFundMe and all their stuff. Their links are all in their description on their live stream that we are restreaming right now. So just letting you guys know. Thank you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit the follow.
What if they kidnap you?
Yeah.
You said you came from Kansas, sir?
Yeah, born and raised in Kansas. I've been in the mountains in Colorado the last few years, but before that, all Kansas.
And obviously, you feel passionate. Tell me about what brought you out here.
Hell yeah,
and why you
thanks
feel
for
so
letting me know.
enraged at what I call the stormtroopers.
Yeah, stormtroopers is an appropriate word. They are definitely soldiers of something evil. What brought me out here was stations like yours, Status Quo, and Jolly Good Ginger, and influencers. People say influencers are not helpful, but they truly are. And
thank you.
I moved out to DC area is where I'm living now, and just trying to make a difference, making the most difference I can every day. I was making enough difference back in Colorado doing stuff remote, but in DC, if you can get there, that's the central core processing unit of the central nervous system of this country. They make all the laws. Other countries look to them to see how to do it. And even if you're just a McDonald's employee in DC, just being kind, some lawmaker might see you being kind there and might hesitate to put some cool law into place. Get to DC and make a difference.
And you were shouting at them.
Oh yeah,
you're
brother.
not actually Christian. You're not really American. Obviously, we can't get in their heads. But why do you think these people are doing this?
A paycheck. I think they're lazy. I think they try to ignore what they're doing as much as they possibly can, and they go home and they play video games and they have their wives, and a lot of them started out poor like me, like I am, and they want people like me to blame everyone who's different. And AI and automation is coming for all the jobs, and right now they're just rounding up the ones that they can right now, and everyone else is next.
Some truth.
I asked you about your shirt, Kakistocracy. I couldn't put it better, but tell people why you're wearing that.
I won this shirt from a protest group in Colorado Springs, on the corner for you. They were going to give it to their biggest Facebook person or whatever. I wasn't on Facebook at the time. They just liked my energy. What it means is rule by the worst type of people, the least qualified type of people. It's an old Greek word, and I hadn't actually heard the word until they were pretty much giving me the shirt. And yeah, that's what's happening right now. We've got a pedophile, fake POTUS who never won a single election, making all the laws and ruining everything for everybody. And we've got to get together and clean it up.
Oh, shit. I love this guy.
What's your name again?
I'm Robert Cody Billings. I go by Cody.
And did I miss it, or were you a veteran too?
No, sir, I'm not a veteran.
And lastly, they moved all these people out here in the last 48 hours. They moved, we believe, about 400 prisoners. It seems to me they're trying to clear, just kind of re-abduct people to try and kill the protests. What's your message to people watching from around the country? What should they do?
Pay attention. See what they're doing. Trump's trying to move all the focus to New York right now. Get to the fight. DC is pretty central. Move there. That's what I've done. My first paycheck, I came here to Delaney. Get out here to where it's happening. And if it starts happening where you are, and there are already pieces of it happening where you are right now, make a difference wherever you are, however you can. One love.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right.
Wow, shout out to Cody, man.
Yeah, let me give you my card. Message me so we can keep in touch. Thank you. We keep trying to end, and then the stormtroopers come out. Listen, bottom line, there is no other outlet that has been out here as much as us. None. We've been out here, even though we have not been live every single day of this, we have been on the ground every single day. We've been recording on the days we're not live.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Unfortunately, we just cannot be live every day because we're a small team, and I can't have people behind the scenes working every single day. It's not just John and I. You see us on camera, but we have
Thank you for the follow,
3 or
Shane.
4 editors, producers turning this content around to get it out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Substack, YouTube, etc. So we also, John has a kid, I have kids, so we can't be out here every day. But we're trying to stay on this, not just Delaney Hall. Jake, like I said, JT's coming tomorrow. We got to fly him in, hotel, expenses add up. I'm just fearing the day I'm going to get the bill for our live view because we are way, way over our data plan.
Maybe
because we've been live every day, almost 3 hours a day, in some cases 6. So support us.
Good for you for joining us.
There is zero excuse. If you have $5 a month, if you don't, that's okay. But for those that have $5 a month, what's your excuse? Look at your budget. There's got to be something you're spending $5 on a month that you forgot you were spending it on or you don't need. Cancel it. Put it to real journalism. All right, we're going to go get food. We'll cut some of these videos up, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Yep. Oh, Jesus. Yes, it is worth it. Sorry about that, guys. It is. Eventually, I'll get to that point where I can have membership as well. For my channel when we get there. But anyway, so that was insane. So a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff's going on. Over the past 28 hours, ICE and Geo Group has been moving out over 300, approximately around 400, so maybe more prisoners out of the detention, out of Delaney Hall, and to multiple different locations all over the country. And a lot of them are they're undisclosed. So, and they won't tell their families where they're going, of course. So it's just really unfortunate. It's really sad that this is still happening. They have a budget approved of, what was it, $71 billion recently, ICE and Border Customs and all that. $71 billion to do more of this. So this is going to keep happening. It's not going to stop. So this is why it's important to talk about this, and it's important to voice, and it's important to be aware and listen and see what's going on and be involved. And it's just really unfortunate that that the children are out there saying they haven't seen their dad in a month. My dad's dying. He's got diabetes, and they're not gonna help him. This little girl. I don't know if you guys saw it, he was interviewing this little girl. So sad, man. Like heartbreaking. Like they're saying, the girl was saying that they should arrest our president first before anything else. A little girl said that. So it's just sad. It's just sad, people. But all right. So wow, I've been here for almost 4 hours. Wow, it's already 3:00. Jeez. All right. I got to get up and then go and do stuff, take care of stuff around the house. It's been a long day, and they're going to eat lunch, and I'll probably do the same thing. So again, I appreciate everybody being here with me for this whole 4 hours. You guys have been amazing. Thank you. And everyone that's also helping out at the Status Coup on their channel. Shout out to Black North and M for joining. Thank you for them for joining their channel. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to new followers. Shane, I got a couple other new followers, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. Everyone that's been here. And and like he says right here, Black North says, paid for membership on his, it's worth a couple bucks. It's a couple bucks. Exactly. Blue Line, thank you. Everybody. I'm up to 450. Hey, if you guys haven't subbed to Black North, he's trying to get to his 500 so he can get his self monetized. Which he is, as you can see, very close. So let's help him get there to that 500. So guys, go give him some love. Go give him a couple of subs. And again, I'm gonna continue following this. And he said there's gonna be some stuff happening in the fight is happening at DC at the White House. So they're gonna be covering that and making sure that what's happening, any kind of activity. So I'll probably be streaming that if that's happening. I'll keep an eye out. So then he's also going to be making a stream about doing a live about because the World Cup is starting, I believe, this weekend, or is started, or has started, or whatever. And so they're worried about a lot of ICE activity happening around, these events happening. So a lot of stuff to look out for, a lot of stuff to be aware of, a lot of stuff to be knowledge of, get knowledge of. So anyway, guys, thank you again. I appreciate it. We will reconvene again probably. Today is Thursday, right? Shit, today is Thursday. Ooh, and we're about to hit 99, about to hit 100 degrees. We're going to have a heat index of 104 today. So yeah, it's miserable outside, and I do not want to go anywhere outside. So I'm going to stay here in this nice cold house. But and then again, like I said, I'm going to be covering what's happening with the weekend with the World Cup and the fight happening at the White House. I cannot believe there's actually happening. I can't believe there's actually a fight happening on the lawns of the White House. Crazy. Anyway, guys, it's been awesome. It's been fun. It's been awesome, fun and awesome. I love you guys. And be on the lookout as I go live again. And thank you for stopping by at AV Design.